For many years now, rebuilding a zero overall team has been a staple of this channel. Today, we're bringing it to College Football 25, rebuilding a zero overall team. Basically, the worst team imaginable. Well, maybe not quite as bad as Oklahoma, but they're so close. I know it says 12 overall. You got to trust me. We'll check out the roster. Everything is zeroed out across the board. So because this is going to be such an incredible challenge, we need to do whatever it takes to scheme the game and make this turnaround as quickly as possible. Here's the problem, is that in college football, you need to win to get recruits. You can't just do it like we do it in the NFL draft and, oh, we get the number one overall pick. We can maybe take the best player. We can trade our players for picks in some cases. We're starting from absolute zero, and we're not going to be winning any games. I'm going to tell you that. Spoiler, it's going to be a rough couple of seasons to start. Okay, we basically have 4 years to start winning a couple games. Otherwise, we're getting fired. Now, the benefit here is because we took FIU out of the game and replaced them with the Orlando Underachievers using a Trenton State logo that didn't end up making the cut. We are actually starting from a pretty bad place with the actual school as well, taking all of FIU's stats. Now, they've only won 9 total games in the last 4 years. I think by year 4, we can win 9 games in 1 year. No, actually, really, please do not hold me to that. Do not hold me to that. That was a lie. That was too much of a jump. Maybe 9 games in 4 years total? That might be too big of a jump. We're starting from 0. Now, here's the deal. As you can see, everyone is a 0 overall. It shows 12. I guess deep route running didn't save. Believe me, it took a long time to create this team. It's actually on my account, Big Game Gene. You can download it in Team Builder. But I guess for some reason, deep route running didn't save on any of these. So they can run some deep routes. And some of them are playing up with our coach. Let's go. 2 block shed. But it is a 0 overall team. You might recognize some of these names if you watch Trenton State on my channel. Malik Moon was a name I didn't end up changing when I started that series. But here's the problem. Because everything is zeroed out, at least in Madden, this basically breaks the game. These guys really can't get upgraded. So in order to build up this program, we need to get rid of these 0 overall players as quickly as possible. They need to be gone tomorrow. Now, here's my strategy. I picked Motivator for a reason. Gain XP whenever a player levels up. Now, unfortunately, as I said, I don't think these 0 overall players are going to be able to level up. So what we need to do is recruit as many players as possible. And I think that might be 1 stars and 2 stars, and try to level those guys up. They're going to be really easy to recruit for the most part, and they should be pretty easy to level up. That should give us a ton of XP. So even though we're not winning games, I think that will end up giving us a ton of coach points that we can then throw into recruiter and recruit at a high level. It just might take a couple of years of pain, which I'm ready for. I'm a Giants fan. I mean, this is the schedule. We're going to be winning 0 games. We're an 8 overall in this screen. The game doesn't know what to do. It has no idea what the case is. Here's the strategy, though. Recruit 1 and 2 stars. I know I said that. But is there any way that I can possibly get a 4 or 5 star in year 1? Just 1. I don't need to be greedy. Just 1 or maybe even 2 would be great. We do, though, have 2 master motivator coordinators. So that feels like that's also going to be really good for XP and off-season training boosts. As long as we can keep these coordinators around, we're going to be in a really good spot. And as you can see on the left side there, bigger XP gain whenever a player levels up. So we need to keep these coordinators, and we need to get guys on the team that can actually level up. We need to get out with the 0, in with anybody else. We're going to bring in 35 targets this class, no question. I've added a couple 5 stars, but I think the way to game this is add players to our board that already have us at either the number 1 or the number 2 spot. Quentin St. John with no period after Saint is kind of insane. But let's add players that have us for first in interest, and that way we have a chance to even get some insta-commits, and that way we'll be able to throw points on other players that maybe are going to be a lot harder to recruit. A lot of receivers in the mix here. I don't really need like 10 of those guys. A few would be fine. So many corners. John Wick, that would have been sick. Not really too interested in junior college players probably, but we need basically anything we can get. Just want to try and recruit, you know, somewhat of a balanced class here so that we have enough new players starting at different positions. I'll say that. A JUCO player or two is probably fine. So hopefully we do end up getting some insta-commits. If you don't know or didn't know, if you're in the number 1 spot, you can offer scholarships. And I guess we can do a little bit of scouting, but it's not really going to make a difference here early on. So I'm not really going to waste too much time with that. But early on, if you're in that number 1 spot, even if you have the insta-commit ability or not, you can get some of these guys to commit instantly to you. I'm not sure if it's going to happen this time around, but it is possible. We might end up getting one, but you need to be in that first spot. And as soon as you offer a scholarship, sometimes they will jump in the class. I don't know if that's going to happen here, obviously, but the possibility does exist. We've had some 3 stars on the board, some 4 stars, but it's mostly 2 stars. And you see we do actually get some insta-commits. Tyler Milley is a 2-star linebacker from Fort Lauderdale. Don DeMarco's a punter. I guess it's good to get one of those in. 3-star right guard Joe Kite. Well, already we have multiple 3 stars committed. That kind of goes a little bit against strategy here, but I'm not complaining. Multiple 3 stars is a really good start. And I guess we can scout and kind of see what we get with some of these 3 stars. Or I can't because they're already committed. Okay, never mind. Again, scouting's not really going to matter too much at this point. I will scout the 5 stars just to see what they look like. But again, it doesn't really matter if they're bad players right now for us. And the 5 stars really shouldn't be. But if they're a 1-star or a 2-star and they're a 50 overall, it really doesn't matter too much to me. We just need new players that we can end up getting overall increases on. And that way, we can get a ton of XP. That's the strategy. Now, it's important to note, we're going to get 0 of these 5 stars. We're going to get 0 of them. I'm going to go after them anyway. And I also think that it might not be a terrible idea to, since we could really use the number 1 overall quarterback in the nation, if we can end up unlocking recruiter, if we can just upgrade the quarterback one to take us to at least increase weekly recruiting hours for QBs, we would need 15. That would be fine. Now, we still need to spend most of our skill points on Motivator to keep that as our main ability. You can see the active perk on the left. Gain XP whenever a player levels up is going to be important. If we switch over to Recruiter, we're not going to get that. But upgrading Recruiter a little bit might not be the worst idea. We're going to save our points for now. We only have 400 hours. It seems silly to go after the 5 stars, but if there's any chance I can get even one of these guys, it could be a big difference maker. So I'm putting 50 hours on these players, and we're going to see if we can bring anybody in. Otherwise, it's pretty much just going to be 5 points on all the super low-rated players, maybe 10 on some, and that's why you don't really want to add a ton of 3 stars. I'm not sure that 5 points is going to be enough to bring in the 3 stars. I really don't know if that's going to be true. But for the 1 stars, it should be. We probably don't have a shot at these guys, to be honest. I am curious if it's possible at all. I'm going to take Kenneth Kiwanuka off the board. He looks good, but there also could be prospects that are ranked really, really highly that do not have scholarship offers right now. And that's actually going to be the case. So, I mean, a blocking tight end's not amazing, but we could add some of these guys to the board and see if we can just steal a recruitment away or two. It's a possibility. Take Artie Dawkins off the board, too. I think maybe going after 2 or 3 5 stars is a good idea. Again, just in case there's any chance. But it's going to be extremely unlikely. I could totally understand not even bothering going after a 5-star in year number 1, but if there's any chance we can get one, It could totally change the program. Excuse me, the program. That is a huge sword. I mean, we're into the mix. I mean, it's not going to go well. And I'll tell you what, I don't really want any battles for the 1s and 2 stars. A 3-star, maybe. But for the most part, if we aren't solidly going to get the guy and it's going to be a problem, I'm just going to take him off the board and offer somebody that we have a better shot to get. And for a 3-star, I'll maybe consider it, but for the most part, we can't really afford to go head-to-head for a guy. It's not going to be something we can win unless they're like a 5-star. But things obviously aren't looking that good. Another St. John. I'll tell you, we're actually in first place for some pretty highly ranked players. It's a little bit of a surprise, but I'm not complaining about it. And remember, we need to bring in 35 players this season. Can't be anything short of that. All right, 8 overall. I guess we'll take a look and see what this looks like. It's going to be a disaster. All right, let's check out a drive. How bad is this team going to look? All right, it's not a great kick, to be honest. It's an onside. It hit him. That can't be a flag. It hit them. All right, something tells me they're going to get pretty good field position the entire season. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see what our defense is capable of. Can they give Indiana a good run for their money? Now, we lack speed, strength, coverage ability, tackling, acceleration, and that's going to be a touchdown. All right. It's probably going to be a lot of that this year, I would imagine. I mean, this is a disaster. Why am I doing this? You know what? Maybe we're just better with the football. It is caught. I think we lack speed, I would say, and everything else. But we do have some impact players. Draymond Gates, Tyler Olsen. Let's see what they can do. Scooter Page just gave us 9 yards on the kick return. That's pretty good. Let's let the offense cook a little bit. Let's move the football. Big first down in the first play. Let's get in a rhythm. There's a run. I don't know if you can call it a run. It was more of a saunter at best. All right, that was not great. But we didn't lose any yards. 2nd and 10, trying to establish the running game. It's one way to do it. And it's 3rd and 14. Going from the gun. Let's just air it out. That's going to be 3 straight walks. And I think we're going to punt. What is this about to look like? Our punter is also 0 across the board. And he really gave it his all there. Oh my God, we almost got it off a muff. Oh my goodness. That could have been amazing. Let me get a drive here. Let me get an offensive drive. Okay, so they scored on the first play. I guess that makes sense. We just really never tried to throw the ball, and I think that was the biggest problem. We should really be able to air it out. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, so the offensive line's not going to block. It's on Heisman. They already don't block on Heisman. Page can't hear the adjustment. The get off the line's not great. Oh, that's right there. All right. You probably should catch that. We'll simulate to the end of the game. And maybe good things will happen. Nope, they won't. They're scoring every time they touch the ball, and pretty quickly, might I add. I don't know that we've had a positive play. Yeah, this is going about as poorly as it could, I would say. 116-0 is your final. To our credit, we played better in the second half. Barely. We didn't allow as many points. And we are officially 0-1. We did get 6, though. How did we score? We allowed 12 touchdowns to Curtis Rourke. That's going to be good for his Heisman campaign. 3 picks for Bryce Frost. But David DePaul played a better game. 0 for 6 for 0 yards. Was hurt. Oh, yeah, they have 0 injury. Where's the touchdown? Was it on special teams? Was it on defense? How have we scored 6 field goals, I guess? Nope. I'm confused. Let's see. I don't know. I see this is underachiever. Zach Horton, 11-yard pass from Curtis Rourke. It's not us scoring, though. Did it give us 6 points by mistake? I mean, we didn't score, and they gave us 6. All right. Hey, we'll take it. I'll tell you, I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to be the game feels so bad for us that they give us 6 points for free bad. And that is the final. 116-0 is your actual score. Yeah, we didn't score. So that was false hope they gave me. That was not cool. And also, if we have play styles as deal breakers for any of these players, we're not going to be able to meet them. I think is fairly obvious. So I'm going to say that even some of the players that we will have committed to us will probably think better of it and decide to just not be committed anymore. We're going to see if we can bring some players in. I'm confident we can bring in a 4-star or higher. We've already got 3 stars in the class. I don't know that we're going to get the number 1 overall player in the nation year 1, but we're going to try. We did land 3-star receiver Earl Reardon, 6'4", 212 from Tampa. Number 104 ranked receiver. Number 104 ranked receiver. And good stuff. We're 0-3, obviously. Is there any chance we can even beat an FCS school? I'm going to say it's unlikely. We're also going to take Caleb Rourke off the board. I don't think we have a chance here. We went for it, to our credit. Or maybe not to our credit, because we were being stupid. But we're staying in the battle for Antonio Witt. Slowly but surely. The big problem there is we don't have any good grades on his interests. Proximity to home's okay. Maybe he loves campus lifestyle or playing time and we have a chance. But, yeah, that's not great. Yeah, there it is. Keenan Ivey. We were in first place for the 4-star linebacker. Playing style, unfortunately, is an F. So this recruitment is over. Do we have any prayer of beating FCS East? I'm going to say probably not. How close are we going to make this, though? We're 0-4. So that didn't go that well, I would say. That's not great. See the team schedule real quick. I imagine we're going to go winless. We lost 135-0 to FCS East. Yeah, I don't know that we have the roster this year, to be honest with you. All right, Miami's taking the lead on J.J. Shockey, which isn't all that bad. Frees up 50 points for us. We've taken the lead on the 5-star Antonio Witt. I just wonder how long that's going to last. Again, we probably aren't going to get any of them. We know that, but we're taking a shot. Whatever. We'll see what happens. We finally got coach points, by the way. Ole Miss has jumped ahead for Antonio Witt. We know we're not going to be able to win a game. We stayed in there for a while, but it's just not going to happen. We just needed them to not really push, and they're starting to push for him. So it is just not going to happen, which we knew was probably the case. But oh no, I ruined my recruiting class of 2 stars. How will I ever replace them? I think we can actually hard sell Bernie Dillard. He's got B- academic prestige, A campus lifestyle, and I think he likes proximity to home. We're going to have a great hard sell on Bernie Dillard. Keempool, 3-star guard, we lose to USF. A little bit unfortunate. We've also been passed up on 3-star Elias Cologne, but we're only putting 5 points on him. I know I said I didn't want any battles, but that might be one worth battling for. Miami's starting to offer a lot of the players that previously didn't have any offers with us in the number 1 spot. They're trying to ruin my class, and I honestly think they're doing it successfully. I'm going to take Terrell Wilbur off the board. USF can have him. I need more points down here. I will say, having the really high campus lifestyle grade and academic prestige isn't too bad. That actually makes recruiting here doable for some of the better players. Okay, Joe Kite is in the class. That's not too bad. We do get a 4-star running back, Matthew Fantus. All right, there's the 4-star from Medford, New Jersey. Don't know if he's any good, but we got him. 3-star athlete Bernie Dillard's in the class. This is going to be a decent class for us, actually. Dude, I need Miami to leave me alone. Every decent player, Miami's just like, we're actually going to be having them on our team. It's frustrating. Oh no, FAU's making a real run at Muhammad Bandy. A+, C-, C. I don't know that it's doing enough. FAU's making a strong push. We'll see how that ends up developing. Could definitely add another quarterback or 2 in the class. Right now, we only have 1 That's probably going to end up committing to us. It's a 3-star, so that's quite good. The interested parties are not particularly good, in my opinion. But getting multiple quarterbacks, really not a very bad idea at all. Especially 3 stars. We do get Muhammad Bandy. Big 3-star to add to the class. And we're about to clean up here at the bottom, probably. Going head-to-head with Miami just feels like it's not going to end up working out. Now, we can actually hard sell here. I think our grades are good enough. A+, A, D-. Like, it's not, it doesn't look amazing, but it could be a lot worse. That might be good enough to get him in the class. Snodgrass is going to be great because he is going to, like, hopefully campus lifestyle. Yes. I mean, this is going to be a way better recruiting class than I thought it would be. Yes, it is a lot of 2-stars, but there's a pretty decent amount of 3-stars in this class. And that's going to end up being pretty incredible for us. We're passed up by Miami. It's over for Cliff Foster. That's all it takes, is if Miami wants them, they can get them. We did get our contract extended. Okay, they liked what they saw. We went 0-12, but you know what? They liked what they saw. And we're not going to fire our coordinators. We have master motivators. They do only have 1 year remaining. Hopefully they can get extended. That would be awesome. And I don't think anyone's going to want them because we lose every game. Cam Ward is the Heisman winner, which is not going to happen in real life. But, okay, we're up to 25 skill points here. I think it's been a pretty great class so far. I wish I had hours to go after Terrell Soliday. He's going to end up going to Memphis because I just don't have the hours. And we can't rearrange anything right now. We're locked in like this. Other teams can still recruit. I wish I could put points on Snodgrass. Oh no, USF is making a move. We can't do anything. We just have to wait and see what happens. See, the reason I haven't bought anything yet is because bonus XP for quarterbacks when QBs are drafted in the top 3 rounds, we're not going to have anybody drafted. So it really doesn't even make a difference. And I am going to unlock Recruiter, but we just need to keep Motivator as that primary active perk. So we can't go too big into that way. Wow, Texas A&M and Ohio State meet in the national championship. Let's check out our season stats. Okay. 4 for 125, 19 yards for Tyler Olson. He did throw 9 picks. Frost had a tougher time with 10 picks, negative 31 yards passing. 13 yards for Deontay O'Neal, 3 picks. I mean, every quarterback played because our injury is so low. Oh, no, it's all 0, which means negative 233 yards rushing for Ty Hardy. I wonder what the injury situation looks like. We have 1 catch for 30 yards for LJ Young. What a player. I don't know that we scored any touchdowns. Did we have any points the entire year? No sacks, no tackles for loss, no interceptions, no forced fumbles. Did we score any points this year? Show me some points. I would take even 3. 0 points. All right. We lost probably on average about 140 to nothing per game. All right, players leaving. How about everybody, please? Oh, you want to transfer for playing style and playing time? You're a 12 overall, but you're really a 0 overall. You are not playing anywhere. Thankfully, we're graduating some of these guys. Draft results. I wonder if we had anybody drafted. I doubt it. But recruiting, we have hours now. Did Soliday sign somewhere? Oh, no, he's at the bottom here. We actually might be able to get him. He's a top 500 player. We're going all out. We have 525 hours. I mean, are we actually going to be able to do anything in the portal? I kind of doubt it, but it doesn't hurt to at least look. Is there anyone in the portal? I know we have 35 targets right now. No, I mean, no one wants to go to a team that just won 0 games. So we're not going to utilize the portal at all, which I think is mostly fine. We could bring in Cargman from Kent State. Shades of Kent State Dynasty. Okay, so there are some really good players we could add to the class here. We need some commits this week, though. Let us get some points back. 1-star Tommy Ivy. Snodgrass picks USF. Dude, we were right there, went all the way to the end. That is a tough recruiting loss for a 3-star. I mean, we were right there. Maybe should have put more points into him. I felt pretty good about that one, to be honest. 3-star George Alcantara. That's a good get. We're done probably on Doug Woods. I'm not pushing hard for a 2-star. There's no way. I mean, we found ourselves in a spot where we might not be able. No, we're going to be fine. If we bring in 33, it's not a huge difference from 35, I guess. I do want to bring in, for sure, 35, but it might not be doable, and I feel like I haven't really brought in anything on the offensive line. So I'll add some of these guys to the board. 1-stars are totally fine. If they're on our board, I think they are forced to sign with us at the end of this. So could offer scholarships, but I think we're going to be fine. They can be priority walk-ons. I don't know. 3-star corner Ty Callow from Zephyrhills, Florida. In first on a number of other players. And this is the final week, right? We're up to a 14 overall, it says. How many points do we have? 55. 55 is enough to solidify this class here. Feel good on John Babcock. In a pretty good spot for Grimm. Feel good for Edwards. Number 1 on Jesus Hart, or Jesus Hart. I don't really feel like we need to add too many points to these players. We got a lot of high-rated recruits, though. I'm going to make sure we get Matthew Lamb. The only thing I'm mildly concerned about, I would say, is the offensive line situation. Because, oh man, we kind of need to get Nunez for that reason. We can take 50 off Soliday. We're just going to get him. I thought for sure he was going to end up at Memphis. Unless Memphis makes some type of crazy push at the buzzer here, I think we're going to be good. The biggest focus is bringing in a full class. 35. That's what we need to do. Again, I guess 33 or 34 would be okay. But I think we've got good news. I know this was a long season 1, but there was a lot of strategy to talk out, a lot of recruiting talk. I think in season 2, I'm just going to end up probably showing you the final class, or maybe like a mid-season update or end of season 1 update, and then probably jumping into the second season, something like that. Here's National Signing Day, though. How'd we do? Show me 35. Some remain unsigned at the moment, but other than that, we got everybody. Let's check the dev traits. Mohamed Bandy has impact. Impact for Earl Reardon. You can see, of course, their position and stars right above me. Can't dwell on everybody. Impact for Ferraro and Kite and Hemphill and Nunez. Normal for Jasmine, Earl Thorne. A lot of the 1s and 2 stars I imagine will be normal. Matthew Lamb with normal. Impact for a lot of these guys. Is there any star here? Star for 3-star corner Sam Fa'alele. Show me a quarterback at the bottom with star. How cool would that be? It's a lot of normal. It's a lot of impact. Star Scrambler John Babcock. Okay. But it's a lot of normal and a decent bit of impact, to be fair, as well. But overall, this was a really good class for where my expectations were. It's not going to be top 10, obviously, but top 50 maybe? 37, including 2 4-stars, a tight end and a running back. We brought in multiple 3-star quarterbacks and corners. This was a really solid first class. Brian Soria was the highest overall player to 74 overall. Okay, I mean, we got to get rid of the 12s. Got to get rid of the 12 overalls right now. The athletes are actually rated okay. I mean, close to 70 overall really isn't bad. And some of these positions could theoretically even go up. We got to decide who our quarterback's going to be. We have 3 guys that could do it. John Babcock needs to be a quarterback. He's got star dev. In fact, he should probably start. We're going to redshirt nobody. Soliday, I thought, was going to end up playing quarterback. He's got 89 speed. But moving some of these guys to receiver probably isn't the worst idea. So if they're not going to play quarterback, they might as well move to receiver, where we're currently extremely thin. So that's just likely what these guys are going to have to do. Or at least Deshaun Hemphill. Although, he'd use defenders as well, and that's what he's going to be. Okay. We did not bring enough offensive linemen. Only 2 in the class. I realize that, partially through, but, we needed to go after the players that could actually play on the team or they have some type of future. We're up to a 26 overall now to get training results. Now, this was my fear. The 12 overalls, okay, the 0 overall players cannot get upgraded, meaning we don't get XP for any of them. That is highly unfortunate. Some of these guys actually did get boosts. It's almost like some attributes reverted or got huge boosts. I don't know. Because in theory, nobody should have got any type of increase, yet some did. Okay, well, yeah, we got no points off of that. That's why we need to get these 12 overall players out of the team. in the worst way, because the whole idea with the motivator is get players leveled up, churn out XP, and then max out recruiter. That's pretty much the strategy. And when the 12 overall players are on the team, that's not going to be possible. So we're going to transfer out as many as we can. David DePaul, it didn't know what to do. It just gave him 99 speed. But I'm trying to cut everybody. This is the lowest overall roster size it will let us have. I have cut or encouraged a transfer on everyone that I was allowed to. Meaning the roster size is only 61, but that's what we needed to do. And I'm thinking for upgrade coach skills, I wish we had 15 right now. That way we could go and unlock. Or actually, we can increase recruiting actions have bigger impacts on a certain position. Let's do that. I want increased weekly recruiting hours for quarterback as well. But again, we need to keep motivator as the main thing. But mid-season, I guess we're not going to get huge upgrades anyway, so might not make a huge difference. Now, something I actually wonder is, can our team actually lose prestige and lose hours? I'm pretty sure we had 500 to start last year. I think we were 1.5 stars, and now we're down to just 1. So that's not ideal. Losing every game, I think, will do that to you. It is nice to be able to scout these quarterbacks a little bit quicker. Again, it doesn't really matter a ton for the 5 stars. They're just going to be good pretty much as it is. And you're unfortunately a bust. But I'm going to pursue them again. The 5 stars. Maybe there's a chance. Not a good one, but you know, we're gonna try. Again, it doesn't really make any sense to scout the 5 stars, but it doesn't really make sense to scout anybody because they're not going to play too much of an impact long term. Kind of just more about getting these scholarships in and building up the class. Hey, we did get a 3-star committed already. Josh Santana. Anybody else? Ooh, only 1 insta-commit this time around. But to be fair, we're going after mainly 3 stars, and last season it was more 2 stars. We're so close on Joe Prescott from San Antonio here. He's just going to go to Arkansas. We can't hard sell. Our grades are not nearly good enough. Arkansas is going to overtake us. It is unfortunate. We only have 1 player committed so far, but we're doing pretty well on a lot of these 3 stars. We're going to lose out on, I would say, a decent chunk of them, but we're about to get a ton of points back. I mean, Lipscomb is... This one's over, unfortunately. Hey, we stayed in it for a while, and that doesn't matter for anything. They don't give you a, yeah, you stayed in it for a while trophy, unfortunately. Really took it to the end. But unfortunately, Joe Prescott's probably going to be headed to Arkansas here. We really gave them a good run for their money, but it's just not to be. And Jalen Stack is done now. If you're going up against these top schools as a team that has won 0 games in 2 years, it's going to be tough to win these recruitments. As soon as, at literally the moment, another school wants them, it's over. And, I mean, James Soria might be headed to Texas State. And that's Texas State, right? So, imagine what it looks like when, like, Auburn tries to get in the mix. It's not good. But the class is still going to end up looking fine. I'm not too worried about it. We're going to bring in 35 in the class. No worries. Joe Prescott picks Arkansas, which we knew he would. We got really close, though. We're going to land a 5-star quarterback. Not this year. Maybe next year, though. We do get James Soria, though. That's a pretty good get. This one's dead. We had a player of the week. Matthew Lamb put up 2 sacks, 5 tackles, a TFL. What a performance. We're moving this team in the right direction, that's for sure. This program is going to be, I won't even say back on track. We will be on track soon enough. We got Jason Vaughn's 3-star right guard. There we go. I really came into this, as you guys know, expecting that, you know, 2 and 3 stars would be the way. We've been extended again. The Master Motivators have been extended. It'd be nice if I could say the word master. The Master Motivators are extended. Jesus. It's my new jersey coming out, I guess. But we're in a decent spot. A lot of 3 stars. I mean, our stats are going to look a little bit different this time around. Not good. 3 touchdowns, 8 picks for Lane Eifler. Put up 912 yards, 92 for 321. Rushing, Matthew Fantuz had a great year. He fumbled 5 times. He averaged 4.4 per carry behind our offensive line, which is made up of 12 overalls at 3 of the 5 positions. 9 TFLs for David Garfield, 6 sacks. Lamb has bronze quick jump, put up 3 sacks. He had interceptions. Okay, this team's starting to play. We went 0-12 again, but we actually scored points this time around, which is nice. I mean, we only lost 35-10 to Georgia. That's an incredible performance. Georgia also simulates so badly, but all right. Cade Klubnik, 2025 Heisman, 33 touchdowns, no picks. Okay, 3,700 yards passing. And we'll take a quick look at early National Signing Day. There's not a ton to report here. Esteban Pedrino picked Kennesaw State. That would have been a nice 3-star receiver to get. But overall, oh man, we only have, okay. We're going to have to make some changes. Oh, I just took points off Larry Case. Oh my God. We can't rearrange ours right now. That might have ruined the entire recruitment. We might not have got him anyway, but now I feel like we definitely will not. 3-star right tackle Sam Veal. That's a good get. Locked out on Nick Jimenez. Okay, we're going to have a better class, I think, this year than last year, which is good, despite still going 0-12. National championship is A&M again? That's just A&M against Utah? Okay. Whatever. Need one more year of the master motivators, and then I think we're going to end up firing these guys as Utah beats A&M. Thank God. We're going to need one more year of the master motivators. So my plan will finally come to fruition. We're going to get a ton of skill points if our players can actually just level up. That's going to be nice. Let's have quarterbacks get an off-season training boost. We'll work towards that. F prestige isn't great. Can we accomplish the goal before getting fired? Coach firing is on. How many seasons in a row can you win 0 games and still get to be coach? We're actually finding that out in real life now with Kent State, as we have had some players graduate, including our starting punter is up to a 58 overall. What an improvement. We may not have ruined it on Larry Case. 525 hours. Is there anyone in the portal that I want? Probably not. It seems like a fringe top 200 player, but that's not going to change anything for me. So we're just going to continue to focus on the high school ranks. Yeah, for sure. We got Larry Case. We beat the case. Eric Ring. We put a ring on it. I got a lot of these lined up. Okay, up to a 52 overall. This is National Signing Day. How have we done? I don't think we're going to get everybody here. Okay, 3-star end Jeremiah Lyles to West Virginia. 3-star safety Nick Jimenez to Ole Miss. All right, we're losing out on a lot of the 3-stars. I said we would lose out on quite a few of them. It seems like that ended up being the case. But we have 20 on scholarship right now. Can I still add some to my board? I can. Seems like every running back ever. Let's see the class. So we added 2 quarterbacks, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, no tight ends. So we'll add a tight end. The O-line's probably fine. We need defensive line badly. Had every safety you could imagine. But, okay, so D-line and maybe a tight end or 2. We could also add maybe a running back or a receiver. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get them still. I think there's a decent chance. Because I still think, I think you get, you know, recruiting down the line. I think they can join the team. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I feel like I've seen it happen. I've seen it not happen. Which is kind of an unhelpful thing to say. That almost tells us nothing. But let's see dev traits. Josh Santana. Normal. Not a good start on the 3-star. Normal. Impact. Show me a star. Show me anyone to get excited about. Well, it's a lot of normal and impact, and that's it. We have 0-star dev in the entire class. We did sign way more 3 stars than last year, but also no 4 stars. So this actually might end up being a worse class than last year, even though I thought for sure it'd be better. 58. Okay, but the plan is almost coming together. We're close. We're not there yet. How many 12 overalls do we have? Okay, still a decent amount, to be honest. What is that? Probably in the neighborhood of 20? Okay. But the team is coming together a little bit here. We actually could use one of these guys at running back, probably. Mohamed Bandy has 95 speed. 92 agility. Pretty good for a sophomore. Who has high carrying? Kevin Walters actually is going to play running back for us. I think that's okay. We're up to a 57 overall. It's going to jump up significantly with off-season training. We actually do have some decent players. I say decent. That's anyone in the 70s. But at least we finally have an offensive line now. And they're not good, but we have an offensive line. Defensive end isn't great. Somebody's actually going to go slide over to play defensive end. Is it left end that we need? I think it's right end. Bernie Dillard at right end. Yes, so, okay. The D-line's coming together a little bit. Linebacker's not even that bad either. Let's get Tyler Milley out to left outside linebacker. It's coming together a little bit. We're building a squad, and we have 100 safeties. Some of those guys might move to corner. If they're big enough, some of these guys might end up moving to linebacker. I mean, at 219 pounds, 215 pounds, I feel like I can rationalize it at the college level, but might just prefer to get a strong safety out of it. Ooh, George Alcantara is actually an upgrade moving to corner. Corner doesn't really look so bad. I mean, yes, it does, but who we got? Emilio Gooch? That's an insane name. He can play right outside linebacker. Okay, still only 10 coach points. We need to get the 12 overalls out of here. They are ruining everything. Matthew Lamb up to an 80. Same with Sam Fa'alele. Okay, I mean, we're up to a 61 overall. This is hopefully like the final year where you have to deal with these 12s. But it might not be. I mean, a redshirt sophomore with platinum double dip. I mean, I guess to be fair, they can't upgrade their attributes. So they're just upgrading abilities. Well, all right, that's interesting, I guess. We're building towards something, though. I know we're 0 for our last 24. That's okay. I mean, we're the underachievers for a reason. If we can just cut all of the 12s, this thing can actually get underway. But for every one that stays on the team, it sets us back a year. But you can see how many 12s we have left. Was that 7? 6. 6 12s left. And we can't cut them because of position minimums. So maybe there's a way we can, I know this sounds crazy, but I don't know, move a quarterback to tackle to let us cut a tackle. I'll do whatever it takes. We've got to do it. We're 0 for our last 24. No, we can't do it. We can't change positions right now. It's going to be another year of pain. But when those coach skill points hit, it's going to hit like crack. We're going to get like 70, maybe even more. And I'll tell you something else. This is going to be the year that we land a 5-star. Oh, I don't know if that's going to be true. I said it. I felt good saying it, but that's probably not accurate. But there are some 5-stars in Florida that maybe would have interest. But our best bet is landing a quarterback as a 5-star. There's a guy named Kite. Be a brother of somebody we already have? Where are the quarterbacks? No 5-star QBs? None that will let us go after them. So, all right. We could bring in maybe a 4-star, Jerry Hutchinson. That's not his name. That says Jeremy. All right. Down to 350 hours. Are we a half-star school now? I mean, we're a 1-star, but with 350. Wasn't it 450 or 400? Has it been 350 the last 2 years? We got no shot at these 5 stars. Why do I keep doing this? Because eventually one will be like, I'm interested. And I wait for the day. It'll happen. Rico Magnifico, we have to get him. That's the most insane name I've ever seen. It's like, I think it translates to rich magnificent. I mean, we gotta get him. We're not gonna get a 5-star this year. That's just not gonna happen. However, 2026, we've got a 70 overall team. Starting quarterback is Lane Eifler. This could be the year we win our first game. I think that's starting to get into the realm of possibility. Not going to guarantee it. We are underachievers after all, but it's a possibility. We're actually, I mean, I'm going after, multiple 5-stars, obviously. We've actually changed to being a recruiter archetype. I think, well, as long as we can get to motivator at the end of the year, that's what matters. I'm playing with fire a little bit, but if it means the difference between getting a 5-star and not, I'm going to try to get a recruiting action boost for DBs, but we're going to need enough of motivator to become a motivator again. So it's going to end up being close. As long as we can get it by the training results, we're going to be good though. But I don't know if that's going to happen. We are getting more XP on a week-to-week basis. We are 1-2. We've won a game. We've officially won a game. 31-23 over Florida Atlantic, and we almost beat USF in week 1. Let's check the box score. 31 points is a new record for us, surely. 2 touchdowns for Lane Eifler. 181 yards passing. Oh my goodness. 1 carry for 75 yards for Terrell Soliday. Touchdown for Matthew Fantus. Soliday also caught a touchdown. 2 for 79. Earl Reardon with a touchdown. Okay. We're starting to play a little bit. Interception for George Alcantara. Sack for David Garfield and Matthew Lamb. The team, it's coming together. All right, we're done on Tyrese Branson. That recruitment is over. We really don't look absolutely terrible on everybody else, though. I don't know. There might be life. And now we think about potentially scheduling a visit for somebody against, like, Sam Houston, maybe. That's a team we could potentially beat. And the visits could come up incredibly huge. I'm starting to get pretty intrigued about what this class could look like. In fact, yeah, let's get a visit going. Let's try to get, is it Kentrell Slayton? Let's try to get him on campus against Sam Houston. That could be huge. Sell proximity to home. If we can land a 5-star wide receiver, that would be amazing. Okay, we have 10 skill points here. Do we buy up to receiver getting a boost? Alabama has overtaken us. That does not look good. We are pacing well for the corners, though, or for the DBs. Let's try to get these visits going. We can sell proximity to home. Eventually, we can switch over to hard sell, potentially. Are we actually going to be able to land a 5-star? Oh, that would be so big. Okay, we're back up. We have 10 skill points here. Do I want to do anything? We're pacing with Georgia. Georgia's coming after Shaquille Session, though. Try to get Jeremy Hutchinson on a visit against Sam Houston. Sell proximity to home. Although, fun fact, it actually really doesn't matter what you sell as long as you win the game. And, we will be trying to win it, that's for sure. But do I want to use the coach points? We're 2-2. We're winning games in simulation. If we buy the DB ability or the recruiting for DBs, we can increase recruiting hours. I think that's the last one I'm going to buy. And then we need to go back in a motivator. We need that active perk to be motivator. It just has to be. Do quarterbacks get an off-season training boost? I think we're doing well. All right, we're 2-3. This is the game, though. We're going to jump in to play the moments, probably. Sam Houston versus Orlando Underachievers. If we can get a win, there's a chance we can get our first 5 stars, maybe even a 4-star quarterback. We need to win. That's what it's going to take. And ideally a blowout win, but I highly doubt that that's going to happen. They're a +9 overall. That's not great. But we've won a couple games here, or a game. No, we've won 2 games. We've won a couple games in sim. This might be a team that just simulates well, which would be insane, but I'm in. 3rd and 11. This is an ugly looking field and everything. That's okay, though. Don't mind the uniforms. There was not a lot of thought put into these. Oh, no. Yeah, we're gonna be in a tough spot. We're up 3-0, though. Making a stop in simulation, I think could be or not out of simulation, could be a huge challenge. User pick here would be sick. We get a sack! Oh, we came to play today. They went for it, by the way, and they didn't get it. They have the ball back. 3rd and 7. Let's creep Ferrard up at free safety. And that's another sack! Alejandro Ferraro. Oh my goodness. We actually came to play today. Approaching halftime, 3rd and 9. This is a wide split type of offense. I mean, I really struggled to defend it. Am I going to be able to actually run it? I've never run it. I don't know. I don't really like it. We take off here. Okay, that's a 1st down. Let's get a touchdown, though. Nope. Come on, dude. Our defense is playing great, though. We can't score touchdowns. And I don't know if that's going to change. Take a deep shot. I mean, we're playing a bad team, but they're not pressing. That's wide open. Up the seam. Soliday might be our best player. Eifler's been picked off. We need a touchdown. We need a touchdown. Quick throw. Soliday! Please get there. 3rd and inches. Let's go. Hurry up. I think running the ball is going to be really effective out of this because they're so spread out. We've got hardly anybody in the box. That's got to be a touchdown. We're so close. Fantus has 10 for 20. He's kind of been shut down today. If we can go up 10-0, we're actually going to be in a decent spot. We can secure a win here. Fantus, touchdown. Oh my goodness. And our defense has played so well. They're going for it on 4th down. Do we just blitz? I mean, that definitely scares me, but let's bring up a safety. Intercepted! Let's go! Faalele with the pick! He's so slow! Huge turnover. We actually are on the verge of a potential blowout win. We need to take time off the clock. We need a touchdown. If we can go up 17-0 here, this would be an incredible win. Oh, we got a lane. We got a lane. Fantus gives us the first. 12 carries for 33 yards. Isn't great. I mean, we're cooking right now. You notice the lack of overall speed. But that's okay. If Fantus can just get in the end zone, we're going to be good. There he goes. Get the ball over. Okay, 3rd and goal from the 1 isn't terrible. I don't really want to run a speed option, though. I really don't. Just run it in. Fantus, touchdown. 2nd of the ball game. It's 17-0. They're going for it on 4th down. I honestly feel like we just blitz again. They've not really had an answer for it. But I really worry about man coverage across the board, and we really don't want to allow a touchdown here. Stop him. Stop him. That's a stop at the line. Oh, my goodness. 3rd and 7. Clock's going to be ticking. Is 17 points a blowout win? I think it might be. It might not. I mean, they're not even going to call a timeout. That's got to be the game. That's the game. We just won 17-0. And I mostly simulated. Our team just balled out in simulation. 17-0. It might not end up doing much for our recruiting class. Oh my god. 4 for 16 for 60 yards and a pick for Lane Eifler. Not his best game. We didn't really average anything on the ground. 2 touchdowns for Matthew Fantus. Here was the difference. 50 yards for Terrell Soliday. The difference was our defense went crazy. 3.5 sacks for David Garfield. Thank goodness we don't play on Mondays. 2.5 sacks for Matthew Lamb. Not led to slaughter. A sack for Alejandro Ferraro. A pick for Alele and Ferraro. What a game for him. A sack and interception, TFL. No forced fumbles. What a game. Are you kidding me? We needed that so badly. And that actually upgraded our coach points as well. Do I want to buy anything? Do I? I think, no, we can't get receiver. Here's what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to keep it as recruiter for now. We get extra XP for signing recruits when we have recruiter as our active thing. So if we can sign 5 stars, which maybe we can, I don't know. We'll get a ton of XP, and then we can fully lean into recruiter after this season. We have master motivator coordinators right now. Maybe we keep them for another season after this. We get 4-star quarterback Jeremy Hutchinson. That's big. 4-star quarterback, that's the highest we've had so far. And we might be able to add even more. Getting a 4-star quarterback is huge. Championship contender has gone up. It's a C-, which maybe ends up being good enough to sell. David Garfield, of course, is your Conference USA Player of the Week. We are 3-3. And we get a ton of hours back. It's going to be a battle for Shaquille Session. We put ourselves in a good spot. Kentrell Slayton's even in the number 1 spot now. We might end up getting none of these guys. But we've at least made it a race, right? Is A, B-, and D- good enough to sell? I think it actually is. We can barely sell Kentrell Slayton. We have a C-, a C+, and a B. But we can do that and add 10. We might end up getting none of these guys. C-, C+, A+, that's going to be really good. We might end up getting none. But we have put ourselves in a position to where it's possible. And this would really be a huge kickstart on rebuilding a 0 overall team. We just need to get a little bit lucky. Let's get a little bit lucky. I would take 1 of 3, to be honest. That would be a win for me. Our first 5-star would be incredible. All right, let's hope we get lucky. It's after midnight. I'm up all night to get lucky. Please, show me a 5-star. All right, well, nothing popped up, which I feel like it would pop up immediately. We might have gone 0 for 3, which would suck, but... No! We get Kentrell Slayton! 5-star in the class, Kentrell Slayton. Picks Orlando. I want to call it Trenton State so bad. But we've landed our first 5-star. How close was it in the end? Kentrell Slayton. Alabama didn't fill it up all the way. It's very close. I think. It's really close. But Kentrell Slayton is our first 5-star. Shaquille Session did not commit yet. That's going to be a coin flip. I don't know that we're getting enough points there in Sal Kite. We got it. Hometown hero is not working for him. I think we were actually better off with descending the house. That might have been a big mistake. We were about to find out a lot. Please, beating Middle Tennessee State doesn't matter. Middle Tennessee State can win as long as we get a 5-star. I will be over the moon. I will be so happy. I don't know if I like the XP situation not going up very much. That, I feel like, likely means we didn't sign a 5-star. And we did it. We did it. Shaquille Session is a 5-star corner from Hollywood. He joins the class. Sal Kite was right there and has not commit yet. Oh my God. Is he on a week 12 to Duke? Please do not let this be week 12. Please do not let it be. I might be able to swing here. RJ Bowling, I mean, is he worth 50? Probably not, but we can try it out. Actually, we can hard sell here. Our grades are good enough. We might actually beat UTEP here. They're only 1-7, which means, 1, they're definitely bad, but 2, they don't simulate well. All right, we've upgraded. We have 20 skill points overall. We're 3-6. Liberty is 8-1. Please. Yes! Sal Kite joins the class. Oh my goodness. 3 5-stars. I'm loving it. 3 5-stars in the class. This was the year. How close was Session? Right there with Georgia. They pull their offer in the end. And Kite winning out solidly, actually. All right. That is absolutely huge. That is huge. I am super stoked about that. I mean, 3 5-stars and a 4-star quarterback is as much as we really could have ever asked for. That is incredible. And we could actually win out on Dalvin Gash here. We just need to put the hours into it. Now, we are losing some recruits in the process, but we went all out for the 4-star and the 5-stars, and we won. So that's huge. We're going to save our points right now, and then we're going to go big time into Motivator. It's just while we're signing recruits, I think it makes more sense to keep that recruiter active to get us as much XP as possible when we actually sign players. 3 and 7. We actually can't change up recruiting right now. We need players to commit. We need guys to hop in the class. It is over for RJ Bowling. It's not going to happen. Auburn made a move. It is coming down to the wire for Dalvin Gash. That'd be a nice get, though. But, I don't know. We might want to give up on George Willie. I don't know if that one's going to go our way. We're putting in 50. It's as much as we can do. The grades are mostly terrible. I think we just... It makes more sense to pull out now. That's just not going to go our way, unfortunately. We do get Dalvin Gash. That is a lot of points back. Okay. Do we pull out on Reed Walters? Yeah, he's a JUCO safety. I'm okay. Our contract was extended, despite going 3 and 9. It is a big improvement. You got to see, you know, where this team has been. We are actually really on the right track this time around, and we're bringing in a pretty huge recruiting class. Where is it right now? Probably top 50. We have 3 5-stars. It's not top 50. It doesn't really matter at this point. It's 73. But, oh no, I want to sign a top 5 class. I actually think there's a chance we're able to do that. Just because of how highly considered we are right now, actually. We can go ahead and change how we're recruiting here because our grades are starting to get better. I actually might want to start taking a look at hard selling players because our grades are actually getting pretty good. Dante Moore at Oregon is your Heisman winner. 43 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, passing for it's about 3,300 yards. 30 skill points. It's early National Signing Day. Let's see what we got here. Still going after a number of players. We didn't scout anybody. Shaquille Session, star. Elite for Kentrell Slayton, star for Sal Kite, star for Jeremy Hutchinson at quarterback is huge. Gash has impact. All right. And do we have anybody else committed down here? Not quite. I mean, we've done about all we can. This class is absolutely our best one yet. But our rating is still not going to be really good because we don't have that many players committed at this point. So that's fine. And we're going to keep our master motivators for 1 more year. I think we fire them for recruiters next season. That's going to be what happens. Well, maybe. I mean, as long as we have the master motivators, we cannot get rid of the master motivators. Those guys are really going to help this entire thing work. And again, as long as we're a motivator by the time we actually get to training results, the strategy, I think, is going to work. Let's keep going. Let's trek onwards. Tell me A&M's not the national championship again. All right, I guess it's not really better. Oklahoma and Ohio State. Come on, man. But Ohio State does beat Oklahoma. Love to see it. Okay, players leaving. Tell me the 12s are gone. Nope. Unless these guys are former 12s, which as seniors, they might be. The 12s leaving is huge. We do get 3-star receiver Lamont Davis. Let's finish strong. Big recruiting class here. We need 35 in the class again. You know, I've stayed, you know, true to that. We need 35 in every class. Okay, good start here. Let's go. If we can just dominate the offseason recruiting, we're going to have a top class. There's a 3-star corner, Brett Hoffman. 3-star receiver, Sean Shockey. Shockey's just a really cool last name. I think Shock is just a cool word in general. And also I think of Giants legend Jeremy Shockey. So I'm liking the way the class is going. And something that's also interesting to think about is, as we can actually hard sell here, is you get XP for signing 5-stars. You get XP for signing 3-stars. You do not get extra XP for signing 4-stars. So if you're going purely for XP, the 3 stars are actually quite good to go after. So it's something to consider, and I have when we've been doing this. So I think we can get Mendez. Let's get him on campus. We'll sell championship or campus lifestyle. We can get him. Looking good there. Looking good here. That'd be a 4-star safety. That would be huge. All right. Okay, we're not going to get Randall Longa. All Michigan had to do is be like, yeah, you want to be a Wolverine? And then suddenly he's like, oh, shoot, I'm not going to Orlando. All right. Remember that. There's 3-star D-tackle Nazir Poindexter. Okay. So, finally, it's paying off. Finally, we are going to get a ton of XP. We have no chance on Bermudez. Have I signed enough offensive linemen? Oh my god. How have I done this again? I have no offensive linemen. How does this keep happening? I feel like I'm recruiting him. It's just we end up losing all of the offensive line recruitments. Every one of them. But I just need bodies in there. They don't necessarily even have to be good. We just need guys that can play the position. That's really it. This is recruiting week 3. We need a lot of commits here. I need a lot of hours, and then I can fill out the class. There's a 3-star Rico Bond. 4-star safety James Ellington. That's a lot of points back. Jermaine Lemons picks Purdue, and I actually put a lot of points on him, even though we don't really need quarterback. Just wanted him for being a 3-star. But, okay. Well, it's not ideal, but we have 215 hours now. We need to finish out this recruiting class. We can't even get Smoot on campus. Can we overtake West Virginia? We might not be able to. No chance on Miguel Mendez. But running back's actually okay. So I'm not that mad about that. We've been passed up for Jeremiah Hart. I'm going to say that one's probably dead, actually. Let's just play it on the safe side. Okay, our class will be finished here one way or another. Even if we sign 32, again, I think that's going to be totally fine. That's still a really, really big class at this point. Do get 3-star Greg Gilliam, 3-star N Dean Williams. The 1-stars you probably don't need to pop up, honestly. But we get a lot of these 1-star offensive linemen again. We just need bodies that are not 12 overall. That's the big thing. Callum Smoot picked West Virginia. That was a real possibility. That's okay. We've got 30 hours. And this is, or 30 skill points. This is where we need to go big into motivator. Try to make that the primary thing. So, I hope it's going to be possible at this point. I don't know that it will be. But let's see. That's a lot into motivator. Okay, it's the new active perk. You can just see that over my head. That is perfect. So I think we've done this as well as we could have. Let's see. Everybody in the class. We have 35 scholarships. Richard Dishman picked USF. And Smoot picked West Virginia. But we have 33. That's totally fine. Let's see some good traits. Session with Star. We know Elite for Kentrell Slayton. Star for Sal Kite. Star for Jeremy Hutchinson. Star for Melo Leon. Star for Nazir Poindexter. Okay. I'd like to see Elite somewhere. That would be cool. Star for Rico Bond. Okay, where's Rico Magnifico? Elite for 4-star safety James Ellington. That's what we needed to see. Just something crazy down the board here a little bit to get excited about. Did we not get Rico Magnifico? Oh, he only had normal. I don't agree with that. Sal Kite is an 80 as a true freshman. Shaquille Session is a 78. That was a really nice start. Okay, we should get a ton of XP here. It's either going to be this year or next year. We might just need to get all the 12s off our team before it registers. I think it's screwing up everything, is kind of my theory on that. So, we will advance the week here. We are a motivator again. And we could be getting a ton of points. Okay, yep, it's registered. Do you see the points in the top right? Oh my goodness, 130. Okay, and we've gotten some big upgrades here. We have a lot of guys in the 80s now. A lot of juniors. I mean, we've recruited really well for the most part. Quarterback is still bad. Quarterback's still in a bad spot. We're not as thin as we look, by the way, here. I mean, I am, but this is only going to be returning, like, upperclassmen. So the freshmen are here at a number of different positions. Like, we do have center. We're totally fine there. Just, they either got moved or didn't get upgraded in some cases. But we're looking really solid overall. I mean, our corners are actually good. Like, Sam Fa'alele is an 86 overall with 96 speed, great man zone and press. And he was a slot type. Am I going to start trying to recruit slot players again? Like, if you can actually run, you're useful. It's just the slot archetypes I feel like are typically super slow. But he looks like a beast. And you actually get well-rounded players with the slot archetype. But this is obviously the best team that we've had so far, and that trend's going to continue. Up to a 76 overall. We are missing a big-time quarterback, but with 130 coach points here, I think we're going to heavily lean into recruiter, although we could do one more year of motivator, and that might be a good idea. But no, I think we lean into recruiter. I think we do that. So we're going to max out everything we can here. We can't unlock elite recruiter yet. So we actually might be able to keep the motivator tendency because we can't unlock elite recruiter. Tactician doesn't really matter to me at the moment. So we're going to max out this. Everything except for kicker and punter. And then probably throw everything else into motivator. But the strategy's paying off. 130 skill points all at once is pretty good. We have 35 left over. We're going to be, of course, recruiter type at this point. I don't really care about tactician right now, but we're going to be looking really, really nice. I don't know if starting hot in the fourth quarter is going to change much, but anything I can do to help out the quarterback, we'll go for that. So we still have master motivators. Those guys might be getting fired in favor of recruiter if we can. Because now, you know, we're about winning. I think the 12 overalls, the 0 overalls, those guys are gone now, right? Those guys are gone. So we're going to be in a great spot. There's one. Okay. But I think we are officially done being bottom feeders. It's still going to be really, really tough to recruit until we start winning. But I think we're done being absolute bottom feeders. The turnaround is here. Or at least we're going to move in that direction. Year one, it still might be pretty tough because all those big-time freshmen we just got are not going to be good enough yet. But the next season, yeah, we're going to do motivators probably for one more year. And then we're going to fully lean into recruiter. We did get one instant commit, by the way, Anthony Dallas, but I will try to do what we can this year. I think we're going to focus pretty heavily on the 5 stars. And I would say I might be okay on the 4 stars. For the most part, like some obviously we do want, but Coco Speed as a speed rusher, I think, is actually sick, but I'm not going to be able to go head-to-head with Clemson. There's just no way. But we're going to go heavy on the 5 stars and try to fill in the gaps, you know, somewhere down the line. Ooh, we actually start 1-0. That's a nice change. Beat Bowling Green 33-24. See what happened there. I mean, we've never been 1-0 before. We've never been above 500 even. Lane Eifler had his best career game, surely. A touchdown, a pick, 300 yards passing. Braylon Edwards is our starting running back. Okay, not to be confused with Braylon Edwards, the receiver. This is Braylon Edwards Jr., maybe? Wow. Oh, we don't fit the play style for Quentin Henderson. I mean, are we going to be good enough to ever get back in that? I don't know. I'm going to use his hours to get Ben Reinhardt in on a visit against 3-1 UConn. I mean, I think I'd prefer UTEP just to have a better shot at a win here. So we're going to try. LSU's trying to get in the mix on the 5-star tackle. I definitely want the 5 stars. So we are putting in a lot to get them. I don't think we're going to be able to start playing well enough to get the play style, though. I just don't think that's going to happen. And we definitely need to start getting some commits in order to start getting more hours to get other commits in the class. It's a huge snowball effect. We're 2-2. It's a good thing we didn't schedule anything for UConn. Yeah, I mean, might as well just take Quentin Henderson off the board. We did get Dante Hamrick. Number 6 receiver in the nation. Number 43 overall. Number 3 player in the state. That's huge. Ben Reinhardt with a win is an underachiever. I'm like, what is our mascot? We are the underachievers. Are we good enough to sell? Probably just barely. A-, C-, D- is not, or I don't know, A+. It's borderline. I'm not doing the math. Okay, let's come out and play well against UTEP. UTEP actually was like an 80 overall. So I'm not sure how easy of a game this is going to be. We switched to Oregon playbook, something a little bit more comfortable for me. Okay, we just had a running back run out of bounds. That's wide open! Hemphill! Where's the defense? Get in there! Touchdown, Hemphill! Oh my goodness, is he slow. I mean, extremely slow. But we'll take the touchdown. He got naked over the top. All right, down 21-7. We're going to need a comeback here. Team did not perform very well in simulation. We're jumping in. This is an important game. I just can't get it there. That's there. That's there. That's Bandy. Muhammad Bandy touchdown. And that is literally throwing on content, not throwing for content. The corner's literal name was content or content. He got beat. We need our defense to step up. Get us the ball back. There we go. End of the third quarter. Okay, we have the ball in the 2. I don't really... I mean, we're stuck in Wildcat. This feels like a disaster. I mean, at least we didn't get safety. Well, I'll take anything but a safety. I think we actually have a step there. Bandy, he's got too much speed. Let's go, Bandy. Oh, he's done it again. Bandy will tie it up. Oh, the UTEP secondary is really bad. Please, defense. We got the ball back. We have a chance to win. They're stopped again. Ball inside the 5. 3 would end it. 3 would be amazing. 5 rushes for 2 yards. All right. Good offense today. Do we have a step on the wheel? Oh, my God. We lost it. I thought that was going to end up being wide open. Lane Eifler's played a great game. I mean, we jumped in and had 2 huge plays. Slant, just make the catch. Oh, my God, what a catch. 267. 3 touchdowns for Lane Eifler through the air. We just gave our receiver a chance there. And he made a big play. Can we get up the field? That's a mistake, probably. What a throw! Oh, and it's not caught. Or is it? It looked good. I mean, Eifler throws a duck. That was a mistake. That's a total catch, though. Yeah, they gave it to us. That could have been an easy throw at a sack interception. Really just could not make those mistakes. It did work out this time around, though. It's wide open up the seam. Catch it and go down. We're in field goal range. Chew clock. Go for a field goal. UTEP's actually called their final timeout here. Because we have a big visitor, a touchdown might be good. 10 rushes for 22 yards is just not really going to cut it. But we've pretty much secured a win. Just got to punch this thing in. We have 3 timeouts. It is 3rd and goal, though. And we are short. And that begs the question, how do you play this? Field goal gives us the win. Touchdown gives us a good visit. We went for the touchdown. That's a hugely stupid decision. But it's worked out. And we win by a possession. I think that was the right call for the visit. But, I mean, we almost just sold and lost as a result. If we were stopped there, that was 4th down. That was Way too bold. Muhammad Bandy, 2 for 158 and 2 touchdowns. What a player. What did that do for the visit? Liberty's 0 and 5. We got Ben Reinhardt. It did a lot for the visit. Okay. We got the 5-star left tackle. He's just in the class. A lot of hours back. Are we going to be able to get Isaiah Homer? Yeah, let's schedule him against Kennesaw State. Tell playing time, he's going to play. That'd be a big 5-star get for us. That would be huge. Oh my God, we won again. We are 4 and 2. Kennesaw State is 5 and 1 though. How are they simulating so well? This team should be terrible. They're up to an 84 overall. How is that possible? I don't know. I don't know. Homer's going to be tough. I mean, if we get the win here, he's going to be in the class. That's just what it comes down to. Big game against Kennesaw State, please. 3-0's a good start. 9-0's an even better start. Please score again. All right, that's a good half, though. Okay, they've scored 3. Not a lot of offense being played by us. What is it going to be here? First down. Oh, this is the game. 2:39 on the clock. We're going to blitz Robbins. We're going to blitz Robbins. Our team looks so different from early on, and that's pretty good. Okay, that's good pressure. That really should be intentional grounding. 3rd and 10, we're going to blitz. Blitzing everybody feels crazy, but I don't think the computer reacts well to man blitzes. They don't! They're going to be forced to go for it. Do we just blitz again? I think we do. I mean, that's going to require guys to make plays in space here. Quick throw! Interception! Yes! Fa'alele again! Why are they targeting our best corner? What are they doing? I'm not complaining, though. First down ends the game. And Fa'alele's, I mean, he's made big plays for us in this video already. But, I mean, he's like an 86 overall. Why throw at him? It's a huge 3rd and 5. We need a first. Huge 3rd and 5. Who wants to get open? Who wants to make a play? Middle of the field. Wide open. There's Reardon. That should do it. Going to be 4th and inches. Do we take the field goal that make it a 2-possession game? Or do we try to end it with like a QB sneak? And we average a yard on this. I don't know. Can we make the kick? Do we have a kicker that's capable of making this? Because otherwise, I don't really even want to attempt it. Our kicker, of course, is Alan Mosley. He's a 73 overall. Yeah, I think we're going to end up calling a timeout and trying to kick. It's a 45-yarder. There's a little bit of wind going on. That makes this a little bit of a challenge, to be honest. I think we can drill it, though. At home. Ultimate confidence. Yeah, that's a pretty good kick. And that should be the game. No timeouts. Alan Mosley is good from 45. That is your ball game. And with that, we improved to 5 and 2, 2 and 0 in the conference. And we've secured a 5-star edge rusher. I'm pretty sure. We should have. All right. 12-3. Hey, it wasn't pretty, but we got it done. Bang. Okay, we've done very, very well. 2 5-stars in this class. Multiple 4-stars already committed. That's how you do it. Top classes. We got to be top 20 at least. No? 29. I feel like we're doing pretty well, though. At this point, we're absolutely done with the 2 and the 1 and the 2 stars. Just 4-star, 5-star would be nice, but still going to have to deal with 3 stars for a little while longer. Once we start winning games, things are going to change for us. But until then, the 3 stars are going to have to stay on the board. If we can just start winning some games, though, we're going to be in a beautiful spot. And we're 5 and 2. I mean, we're 3 and 0 in the conference. I don't know if that's going to last very long, the undefeated streak. I just don't think the team's good enough yet. Remember, we've jumped in to win a couple of these. We dropped to 3 and 1 in the conference. Sam Houston State is 8 and 0. We're 5 and 3. Sam Houston's not even ranked going undefeated here. Oftentimes in these lower tier conferences, going undefeated can actually get you ranked. but it's not the case. We are 6-3. We beat them. Maybe they weren't ranked for a reason. We hand them their first loss. Winning a conference championship would be huge for us this season. We're 5-1 in the conference. I feel like we've got a pretty good chance here. That's top of the Conference USA. We're looking pretty good right now. This is a tough game. Middle Tennessee State is a very tough opponent. And we're on the verge of losing out on some of these. We need Andres Vallejo to commit now. We need Gio Dennis to commit now. We're going to lose out on Marsh. I mean, if we max out points, maybe not. I'm taking this quarterback off the board. Quarterback's still important to me, but less so. I think we have a chance to get Tyreek Perkins. So, cornerback maybe a little bit more valuable to me. We're going to max out. And if we throw points on Marsh, I mean, there's a chance that we can win that one. 7-4, we do drop to Middle Tennessee State here. Please show me some good recruiting news. Vallejo is in the class. Gio Dennis is in the class. Tyreek Perkins is in the class. Hard selling at the right moment has given us a very nice boost. We didn't really have the hours for it before, but now that everyone is deciding to commit, we're in a position to wrap up a lot of these. We can really put 50 on a lot of these guys. Ooh, we've made it to the Conference USA Championship. Middle Tennessee State is actually ranked here, top 25. This is a big game. This is a very big game. Okay. We started pursuing Sam Quan, like, big time. He's just probably going to end up picking Tennessee. So that's going to be a tough one. But I really just want him because he's a 4-star. And I want our class to be ranked really highly, so that's the motivation there. But yeah, we're doing pretty well for the most part. I really would like to sign a top 5 class. I don't think it's going to be possible this year, though. We're really going to try to make a push. Having 2 5-stars gives us a chance, but only 5 4-stars is not going to be nearly good enough. We're going to need to double that. I don't know if that's even possible for us. We do get Amari Marsh. 4-star, 3-star safety, Cortland Tolzien. I feel like we're going to get pretty bad news on the quarterback. I knew it wasn't going to be this week. But I do think it will unfortunately be next week. It's so close, but he's going to end up picking Tennessee. We just don't have the grades. I mean, D, B, B- is just not good enough to hard sell. So that is a little bit unfortunate. The class is coming together, though. We're going to be top 20 now, probably, right? 22. We need the 4-stars in order for that class to go all the way up. And I'm not sure if we're going to bring any in the transfer portal, so kind of like now or never. Contract extended here because, of course it was. We just won 8 games in 2027. I will take that. That's a huge turnaround from 0-24 to 3 wins. Now we've more than doubled our season total over the past 3 years combined. All right, Middle Tennessee State is rated pretty well. This is going to be a really tough game to win. We're pretty much just going to do a lot of simulating here and hope that something can happen. Please, show us something. Our defense is holding up really strong, finally down 7-0. I just don't think our offense is good enough. We're down 14-0, end of the 3rd quarter, and we turned over the football. Our defense is rated actually quite well. It's our offense and simulation just is not good enough. We do have 3 timeouts, though. Maybe we can make something happen. But it's going to be tough with this team to get it all back out at once. I mean, I just don't have the speed to really consistently kill them over the top. And that is kind of what it takes. Our defense has been awesome, though. We have that over the top. Hemphill with a step here, and that's a great ball. Well, it was a good ball, slightly behind him. It's going to be dropped, and that might end up being the game here, unfortunately. 4th and inches. That's open. We don't have the time. I mean, it's wide open. Oh, they just didn't cover that. Hemphill with a step. We're going to need an onside kick. Our offense just did nothing in simulation. Really didn't give us a chance. But our offense is not rated really well, so I guess I get it. We actually might have a chance on this onside. No, we didn't get to it. Don't have the speed. Middle Tennessee State's going to win Conference USA. I'll tell you what. We gave it a good run. Our offense is just at least a year away. But 8-5 is that's improvement. We're bowl eligible for the first time ever. Eli Holstein wins the Heisman at Pitt. Okay. That's very interesting. We're going to play San Jose State in the New Mexico Bowl. I'm okay on that, actually. I mean, that would be good for our coach prestige, probably, winning a bowl game. Sam Quan does pick Tennessee in the end. That's okay. See dev traits here. Elite for Ben Reinhardt. Impact for Isaiah Homer's disappointing. Normal impact for the 4 stars. Elite for Andres Vallejo at running back. Okay. Did not get Ukeale, or however that would be pronounced. Our class is number 23. Is there any path to the top 5? It's going to be tough. But this is the last year of doing Motivator, and we're going full into recruiting next season. So I'm pretty excited about that. And this is where we turn the team into a juggernaut. I just don't think teams are going to be able to recruit with us. And we won the New Mexico Bowl. Okay. That'll help a little bit. We've landed some 3 stars. It's just 3 stars. I don't think they're going to be enough to carry us into the top 5. And the whole reason I care about a top 5 class, if you didn't realize, is that is how you unlock, as Oklahoma and Clemson will play in the Natty, that's how you unlock Elite Recruiter. And, I mean, that's when things kind of can get to easy mode. So that's kind of what we're pushing for. And Clemson has beat Oklahoma. Love to see it. Players leaving. Ooh. Brian Soria wants to transfer due to playing time. Have we really recruited over him? So we see 48 and 38 overall players graduating. Soria has not been persuaded. He's going to be gone. Are there any 4 stars in the portal? I mean, there are 3 stars. But there aren't that many 4 stars in the portal in general. There are 0 5 stars pretty much ever in the portal. I think they're just usually rated as 4 stars. And all of the 4 stars have no interest in us. However, the top 3 star does have interest. And we could probably do with going after these guys. Anthony Soria. It's a different Soria. We can replace one with another. I'm in. But yeah, we've done a pretty good job here. Just need to finish the job. Okay, we got 3-star Andy Clemens. Already locked out on a player we just added to the board. We're trying to fill out the entire class with 3 stars. Again, I'm not sure if there's any path to the top 5 for us, although we're number 11 right now. We're up to number 11 after adding 9 3 stars overall. So maybe there actually is. If we can sign 35, especially some of these transfer 3 stars, maybe it's actually doable. Okay, and A&M just pulled their offer on a 3-star. 200 hours back. We get some back from visits and commits. Things are looking good. Okay, we're going to end up bringing in 35 in this class. I feel really good about it because we're about to get these transfer players. We might be upset on one of them, maybe Brad Orlovsky. That really wouldn't be the worst thing. And everybody else is already committed in the class. And then we're going to have plenty of points to fill out the bottom of the board. So this is going to be definitely our best class yet, actually, though. And we do get Ben DeMar. We get Joey Vega. This is going to be our best team yet, obviously. And hopefully one that's actually able to compete and win Conference USA this time around. It's really our offense that needs to take the biggest step up. And we haven't seen it yet. Quarterback continues to be the biggest issue, I would say. Show me 35. The more players we get, the higher ranked our class is going to be. And with all these 3 stars, I think there's actually a legit shot at top 5 now. National Signing Day. Where are we? Everyone's signed. Everyone signed. Show me a top 5 class. No. 17, we dropped this far. We were at 11. But, I mean, Miami's out here signing 35. Why are you doing that to me? To me. Come on, dude. All right. We got to be able to make some trades. That's what we need right now. Oh, man. We have a solid team, but it's just not good enough. 79 overall. We need a huge boost in the offseason, and this should get a ton of skill points for us. We just got 52,000 XP. 90 more points as our training results have taken the team up to an 84 overall. Mohamed Bandy's a 90. Matthew Lamb's a 90. Lane Eifler, still our highest rated quarterback, at an 84. We're just not good enough offensively, though. The receivers look pretty awesome. They're really developing. Now, the problem is there are a lot of seniors. But this needs to be a big year for us on the recruiting trail. It needs to be the best class we've ever signed, obviously. But, we're going to have a lot of players to replace. There's so much talent we're about to lose. Now could be a good time to buy Tactician. I would say that. Now, unfortunately, do we just go back into Recruiter? No, we would have had that. So, the Master Motivators gave us all this XP, I would say. But I guess we can buy Tactician now and try to upgrade the team this way. However, I want to save some of these points for Elite Recruiter, but we're just not going to be able to do that if we go this direction. And I think that's okay. We will get extra points at some point, but we're going to go ahead and probably fire our coordinators. The motivators, to me, at this point, we've pretty much got all the points that we need. But this will make our individual team better, especially on offense, where we were severely lacking. And at this point, our roster size is so huge, and I've been letting a lot of players go. Our roster is so huge that we're no longer going to go the quantity route, and we're going to shift to quality for our recruits. So we'll do whatever we can to get to 85, but it's going to mean cutting redshirt freshmen, unfortunately. Also, team prestige is climbing back up. We're up to 1.5 stars now, and top 100 in the nation. It's going to continue to go up. We've had a little bit more in the way of hours this time around, but the strategy has not changed a ton. And we were still going after 5 stars. We actually need middle linebacker badly, so this would be a good class for us. I mean, I act like, oh, we'll just get the 5-star. That's not really exactly how that works. Yeah, good luck pronouncing that. Kasarchek. Maybe I did it. I don't know. It could be close. I didn't nail the first part. I think we're going to need to get some visits going if we're going to get some of these guys in the class. We are 2 or 3 and 1. We're off to a great start, to be honest. We need some visits. In a game, obviously, that we can win. If things go well, I think we land 5 5-stars is the number I'm going to put it at. We're going after 7. I don't think we can get 7. But if things go well, I do think we can get 5. So we're going to try to take points away and try to finish some of these recruitments. 5 stars is the way. That gets the highest rated class. That gets the best players typically. Those are the difference makers with the best abilities and the overall, I would say, the best the best difference making players. I don't know what else to say. George Miles just picked LSU out of nowhere. Okay, well, that was not one that I thought was going to immediately pick a different school. I thought we'd actually be okay on him, but nope. It's a lot of hours back at least. And we just got, I mean, totally overtaken. Where did this come from? They must be hard selling now. And our grades are still not quite good enough in a lot of different spots. Ricky Breeze picks Miami. Okay, well, suddenly that number I said is getting lower and lower and lower. You know, I wish our grades were a bit better. They're not. So it's going to be tough. Visits could end up being the difference. Let's try to get Morgan Hay on campus. And hopefully we have a decent chance to win. But I need Virginia to not pass us before that happens. Can we get Frederick Thomas on campus? I don't care if it's a competitive visit. We need the visit. Our grades are just not good, dude. I had to take off some points on some other players. This is another competitive visit, but I may end up whiffing on all 5 of these now, and we're in a pretty bad position on a lot of the 4 stars, not all of them, but in a bad spot on quite a few. So we're really going with a very all or nothing approach, and I mean, that can really, really hurt you. And unfortunately, this was not a good quarterback class either. Or of the quarterbacks that were good, they were not interested in even being recruited by us. So we are going to bring in kind of an unfortunately bad class, as it appears at the moment. We're 3-2. We've got visits, so we could afford to go on a win streak, I would say. And we've simulated pretty well overall. Hopefully we continue to do that. We're 4-2. Emilio Gooch is your Conference USA Defensive Player of the Week. So that's a big win. Hopefully that results in a recruiting win. It does. Vernon Kearns into the class. #1 player in the nation. He is 6'6", 207. Can move a little bit. What an addition. It's not over on Morgan Hay. Virginia does pass us, but they don't have him committed. He's on campus this week, which means it's a win and in spot. And actually, we might even want to hard sell him. Our grades might be just good enough. Oruwariye on campus, week 8. Beckett was just on campus. He might be headed to Miami, though. Frederick Thomas on campus and Morgan Hay on campus. Unfortunately, those are competitive visits. Otherwise, we'd be in a pretty good spot, to be honest. This is not that tough of a team that we're playing. And Miami now wants to make a run. Oh, dude, just stay away, please. They're so annoying. I hate Miami. 4 stars are locking us out. We haven't been able to go after them because we're focusing so much on the 5 stars. I think that's the way to go. Everything hinges on this game against Middle Tennessee State. We're going to jump in. They're an 86 overall. However, we are an 85 overall. We're good, and we've beaten them before, right? We lost the Conference USA Championship, but I think we beat them in the regular season, right? Up 7-0 already. It's a good start. Keep them off the board. Our defense is simulated so well in 3-3-5 tight, I believe it is. 14, 21-7, 21-14. Middle Tennessee State making a comeback. Hold on. 1:39 to play. We're up by 2 possessions. Just go change the possession. Oh, they've scored. 41 seconds. We have the onside, though. First down ends the game. Oh, my goodness. First down ends the game. Get around the corner. Look at him go. Stay in bounds. That's the ball game. 4 rushes for 44 yards. We'll take that. That's a win. We defeat Middle Tennessee State by a field goal, and that gives us the best possible chance of getting those guys in the class. It was a close win, which might hurt us, but it was against a pretty good team. Even though they're 3-4, we didn't get a blowout win or anything, but I think that is going to give us the best chance. The fact that we actually did win, and we got those guys on campus. We're 5-2. It didn't go our way. We do get the left end, Kofi Oruwariye. Beckett picks Miami. Hay picks Virginia. And Thomas is still undecided. How'd that visit go? I mean, you don't really get too much of a... the fact that it was a close win against a lower tier opponent didn't really give us the big boost. We did win, but that's what is holding us back. Thomas might end up choosing Tennessee. We are going to get 3 5 stars in this class, probably. At least 2. I mean, 2 is at least guaranteed, but that could have gone better. Oh, my God. And we have no more visit weeks. Halterman's probably headed to Miami. Miami's just going to get whoever they want. we're dead. I think we bit off a little bit more than we could chew, is what ended up going wrong with this class. It's going to end up being a lot of 3 stars. We're going to be lucky if we can even bring in some of these 4 stars. However, we recruited pretty well last year, so this is going to end up being kind of more of a building year, as hopefully we will beat Louisiana Tech. We could still play in the conference title game. In order to start really recruiting better, we need more hours. And in order to do that, we need to win. Earl Reardon goes for 133 yards and 3 touchdowns. We're 6-2 overall. And Thomas is still yet to decide. It looks like it's going to end up going the way of Tennessee. Our grades are just not good enough on him. It's going to be devastating. Yeah, I mean, Gallimore is going to Miami. God, man. Oh, I don't know. Tennessee maybe has pulled off the gas pedal a little bit. Georgia is now coming after George Pounds, which you guessed it means this recruitment is likely over. Although not necessarily. We'll see. If we can hard sell, we may have a chance. It's probably going to be that. I don't know if those grades are good enough. Halterman's picking Miami. That one's dead. God, Miami sucks. Ooh, we do get Frederick Thomas, though. He picks us over Tennessee. That's a big win, actually. George Pounds, this one is just not going to go our way, unfortunately. We've unfortunately slowed down a little bit in simulation in terms of winning games, which is unfortunate. We really need to win. We're 7-4. Do we have any chance to play in the Conference USA title game? It doesn't look good, but I guess it's possible if we beat Jacksonville State, maybe. Ooh, we did win, which means we're playing in the Conference USA Championship against Liberty. 8-4, not the best record in the world. And this class is just going to be unfortunate, man. It had potential. Just didn't really end up being our year. Countess to FSU. It was a close one. Just not our year. Chiquillo picks Florida. That one wasn't even particularly close in the end. I'd love to be able to beat Liberty. It's a huge game, but man, this recruiting class. As I said, we just bit off more than we could chew. Well, it looks like we probably didn't beat Liberty there. Maybe should have jumped in for that one. We do have the Defensive Player of the Week, but we are 8-5. We do not win Conference USA again. This was, you know, they say progression's not linear, right? This was a season where we kind of plateaued a little bit, but it was a building year still. Clemson quarterback Sammy Massey is your Heisman winner. And we are back in the New Mexico Bowl. Okay. Against Utah State. I mean, I would love to see this team do big things. We have almost nobody in the class. Elite Dev for Vernon Kearns, Impact for Thomas, Elite for Urawarie, Normal for Mevis, and Star for Traore. But we have 5 players committed. Okay, Shocky's in the class too, that's right. This is a pretty small class. And we said we wanted it to be. I don't know if I meant quite this small, though. Okay. Can I fire the coordinators, or did I miss my mark? I wouldn't mind Master Motivator for another year. I think I've missed my opportunity, which is okay. It's Conference Championship week that you can do it. But one more year of getting a ton of skill points is not a bad idea. That way, if we can ever unlock Master or Elite Recruiter, we'll be in a good spot. 8-6, we lose again, dude. Please stop doing that. Why do we keep losing? We were simulating so well, and then we stopped. Oklahoma wins the national championship over Florida. Joey Vega wants to transfer? An 80 overall redshirt freshman? No. No. Oh, we're losing a lot here. We're losing all of our best players. That's actually extremely tough. We can persuade. Okay, you know what? Vega's back. Time to change the defensive playbook. This one, it's not getting it done anymore. We've also unlocked Motivator again as the active perk. We had just enough points to do it. So we should get a ton back when players get upgraded here. We do end up landing Matthew Henderson, 4-star quarterback. But this is going to be a pretty disappointing class. And we're losing a lot of talent. So, I mean, the good news, if you want to talk about some good news, is that we're not really going to have to force many players to transfer. That's a positive. The bad news is that I don't know how much better we're going to be. And that's a problem. Okay, National Signing Day is here. We ended up getting a lot more than I wanted. I tried to make a big push again, but we just can't seem to get that top class. Some late transfers. Chauncey Hyman tried to get his brother Buster. Couldn't seem to do it. But, ooh, elite dev for John Torres as a transfer freshman. That's not too bad. Didn't get everybody here. So we ended up with 27 in the class. And mostly, I mean, you know what? There are some guys with star. Actually, kind of a lot of guys with star in the 3-star range. 4-star Matthew Henderson was star. Star for Montrell Traore. Elite, of course, for Orowaria. We saw these guys at the top. But a little bit disappointing overall. I knew this was not going to be something that took, you know, a season. I thought it would take a little while to get this team in a position where it could be truly very successful. And I'm a little bit worried about all the talent we just lost, to be honest. I'm going to throw Darren Hillis at middle linebacker. I hope we're going to be super competitive. I'm just not sure if it's going to happen. I wonder how long this video is going to end up being. It's going to be significantly longer than I think I was expecting. But we actually do get some big boosts. Shaquille Sessions up to an 89 overall, 99 speed and acceleration. It's just, we don't necessarily have that freaky good quarterback, and I think that does hurt us. But this is, or should be, the best overall team we've had so far. Do have 60 coaching skill points. Definitely are going to save those now. But this time, next year, we're going to have new coordinators. We're going after recruiters, and we are positively going to bring in the best class ever. Not necessarily this season, but 2 seasons from now. Oh my goodness, the class is going to be so good. I know that's kind of a long way out, but hey, this is turning around a 0 overall college program. There's a lot of work to be done, and we're putting the work in. But it is far from easy. I also think it could help us to transfer conferences here. I know we have not won, and I get this. I know we have not won the Conference USA yet. Saying the Conference USA seems crazy. But overall-wise, we're certainly on par. We're an 87 overall, and that's going to help us recruit against some of these top-tier schools. So our schedule gets tougher. I know we've never won the conference, so it seems weird to kind of upgrade. But whatever it takes to rebuild this team, we are joining the ACC. This way we get to go head-to-head against Miami, against Florida State. But Miami in particular has been a pretty huge problem. This quarterback class looks very good. Probably going to take Keaton off the board, but the rest look extremely good. It's just going to be tough to get all these guys in the class. It's going to be a pretty big challenge. I've actually decided to spend all the points on Tactician. That might be a mistake, but I want the team to play better is kind of where I am on that. We have a Master Motivator still. We lost our offensive coordinator Master Motivator. That's okay, though. Spending all those points on Tactician maybe wasn't the wisest, but at the same time, it makes our team play better, or it should, right? So I just went all out. We're actually preseason ranked number 19, by the way, and you can see, you know, how good we are with the boost. This is a really talented team. Need that play style to improve. We need more pressure on the quarterback, that's for sure. And I'm hoping maybe the 4-2-5 defense will allow that to happen. We're actually not going to go after Ripkowski because he's very good. He's just being recruited by other teams. Stephen Barr has no offers. Jamison McNabb has one offer, and it's from Miami. We need to conserve points. We need to do a better job than what we did last year. It's a disappointing class. We need to just be a little bit smarter. Starting with number 4, Florida is actually not great for us, to be honest. Although this is a team we could potentially beat and it would set up our entire season. It seems like that did not happen. We are 0-1. Well, maybe we beat number 19 North Texas. That would probably get us ranked again. Okay, hey, this isn't so bad. And we're 0-2. All right, well, that's about as bad of a start as you could have had. Why are we simulating so badly, dude? We spent a lot of coach points on tactician. 86 overall team. It'd be nice to win a game or two, I'll say. All right, we finally get a win. Beat FAU. Finally, and we're going to beat USF, you'd hope. We're also going to need to start freeing up points in order to get visits going on. Because visits are going to be game changers for bringing in some of these 5 stars. We're actually pacing pretty well for a lot of them right now, but I fear that as we get into the top 5 and the top 3, you're going to see these real, you know, not blue bloods necessarily, but close to it, start to hard sell and get visits, and we're really going to have to start picking and choosing who we go after, because we're not going to be able to get everybody. I'm trying to get everybody, of course. It's my curse is I always try to get everybody. And sometimes it does work out really well, but that's kind of when you have more hours than 450. At 450, you're playing an incredibly tough game. It's a balancing act that really is never going to work out. He's going to go to, we don't have a visit. We'll try to stay in, I guess. Just don't know that we really have hours for visits. I really don't know. Okay, that's wrong. So, I mean, there's a possibility that we can bring in, you know, something in the neighborhood of 5 stars this cycle, but we could also come away with like 0 and no 4 stars again. That would be terrible. Bigsby to Stanford. I don't really think we were recruiting him too hard. We're up to a championship contender, though, as we're top 25, and we're taking on Syracuse. That'd be a big game to win. We need to wrap up some of these recruitments ASAP. Walker's done. That's unfortunate, but Walker's done. He's headed to Clemson. But that might be a blessing in disguise for us. That might enable us to actually bring in a decent class outside of him. That frees up a lot of hours. I don't really know what the deal is right now. All of these 5 stars are not really being recruited that heavily, which is why I keep staying in these. It's a little bizarre, but it makes me think we have a chance, which is dangerous. Hope is a dangerous thing. Man, our grades are terrible here. But no one's being pursued that strongly. It's kind of insane. Oh, this is also our first ACC game, come to think of it. And we are 3-2, which means we won. And we're up to number 14 in the nation. Tell me that's helping with recruiting. I mean, the fact that this 5-star top 10 quarterback has no offers is incredible. Locked out on Hendricks is crazy. How do we get locked out? Rivers is getting away from us. Is that a give up spot? It's gotta be. It's gotta be. And we didn't get any visits for this week either, which is kind of tough, but at least we have points instead. That's something, I guess. Ooh, we won again. We're number 11 in the country, 4-2, 2-0 in the conference. We're so close to winning some of these. It's got annihilated by Georgia, though. And that could be enough to do it, to be honest. Yeah, we're going to have to give up on Cody Bliss. I just think it's the right move. It's going to help us get these other players in the class. It's just got to be done. Do we beat Clemson? 20-17. Oh my goodness. We scored 17 in the second quarter and then none the rest of the game. And that's the Heisman winner, Sammy Massey. Lamar Dar is our starting quarterback. Kentrell Slayton injured in action. Oh, that might be devastating to us. All right, what a win. Only by 3, but that is a very good team. Virginia Tech is ranked pretty highly. We do get Marcellus Sweat. Okay, that should open up things here. That should open up things a little bit. It's still going to be really tight with trying to get a lot of these other players in. As I said, this is a really difficult balancing act. But it is possible. Taylor Jimenez is dead to us. No shot. I think we need Wayne Dial on a visit if we're going to have any chance. It's going to need to happen. Because otherwise, he's probably headed to Texas. I think we will probably lose out on Elton Listenby. Might end up being the case on Sean Harris as well. We're going to get Stephen Barr, which is the most important player in the entire class. And it is head-to-head for Jamison McNabb. We are going to need more points, but he's another stud quarterback. Where can we lose points? I mean, there's just not a lot of wiggle room. Not a lot of wiggle room at all. I'm going to take points off Stephen Barr. I think that's really scary because all it takes is a Georgia offer. And, I mean, we're probably dead. But McNabb is worth trying to get. He's a gem high 4-star quarterback. We are going for it. Can we beat Virginia Tech? I mean, winning's really nice, obviously, but I mean, these road games aren't that impactful for us because we're 6-2. This is a great first year in the ACC under the new playbook. Well, new defensive playbook, 4-2-5. But we need to win the home games more than anything. We have 105 hours back. Oh my goodness. It's not going to happen on Liston B. It's just probably not going to happen. And we're passed up on Juan Rosas now. We have no visit weeks. This is brutal. Oh, it's absolutely brutal. And Jamison McNabb picked Miami, by the way. So that's like devastating. This ends up being a pretty big visit week to solidify another 5-star in the class. Probably. We did level up. We are 7-2. Okay. Ooh, Kojo Inechukwu. 2 sacks, 3 TFLs in this one. We are number 5 in the nation. This new playbook is simulating very nicely. Liston B picks Clemson. Emmanuel picks USC. Come on, dude. Harris is, I mean, probably headed to Ole Miss, right? Rosas is headed to Washington. We need elite recruiter. We do get Wayne Dial. We're going to get Stephen Barr. I mean, we're still going to get a decent number of 5-stars in the class. Just not nearly as many as I would have liked. We needed to do a better job with visits, and that was a huge mistake. I do it every time as I try to go after too many players. If we get some of those players on visits instead of just trying to get everybody, we definitely would have done better. Like, for sure. Especially with all the games that we're winning. Did we just lose to Cal? Are you kidding me? Really wasn't even close either. 31-17. I guess they have a pretty good quarterback, and maybe we don't. Rosas picks Washington. We do get a good corner, Marquez Buttram. Man, how did this go so badly? How did this go south? Well, actually, I know the answer. It's rhetorical. Don't answer that. All right, there's another win. 6-1 in the conference right now. We are behind Miami, who's undefeated at 11-0. Is Miami even that good? Do I need to go Miami playbooks? I mean, 11-0 is crazy. 4-3 multiple in Miami. Or, I mean, okay. I mean, to be fair, we are called the underachievers for a reason. As Sean Harris picks Ole Miss. Renfree picks Michigan. Oh, my God. We're going to end up with only 3 5-stars again. I mean, that's still really good, but it's not like we have a lot of 4 stars. How? I mean, I know how. Gosh. Can we beat Wake? Wake's top 25. This is potentially a tough matchup. Plus 54 XP I don't think is going to be good enough. Although, we have made the ACC championship against the #1 ranked Miami Hurricanes. We are unranked. We go 8-4. But it's good enough to play in the ACC championship. Even though Virginia Tech was also 6-2. So that was, I guess, thankfully a game we could afford to lose. We do end up getting Stephen Barr. I mean, we have 3 5-stars. That's good. It's just, I do think it could have been significantly better. All right, time to fire our coaches. We talked about this for a while. It's just, we're going full into recruiter at this point, which I think is the way to do it. That way, we're going to be able to go toe-to-toe with pretty much everybody. But I think in order to do that, we are going to need to win. Winning the ACC championship would be pretty awesome. And that would totally ruin Miami's season, which would put a big smile on my face. Miami is a 90 overall. We're not far off at an 87. I just think we're probably a year away. If we can pull off an upset, that would be awesome. This would do wonders for our team prestige. If we could win the ACC, that'd be great. If we could ruin Miami's perfect season, that would be great. Let's see what happens. I don't really want to jump in, but we'll see what happens. It is 7-7. We're playing them pretty tight. Only down by 3. It's the end of the 3rd quarter, and we have the football. And we're inside the 20. Okay. Ooh, we have a lefty quarterback. That is weird and good to know. Lamar Dar, 59 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Just horrendous numbers. Come on. Missing our top target, by the way, is not ideal. 5-star receiver Kentrell Slayton has a complete MCL tear. He's out for the season, which means his career's over in this game. Fractured kneecap. Torn quad for Shaquille Session. Okay. It's wide open, though. Marsh is going to potentially give us the lead. Our top 5-star receiver having a completely torn MCL, and basically, if you guys watch Kent State Dynasty, having his career be over is pretty frustrating. I'm not going to lie to you. Pretty frustrating. They cover the slant. We're going to throw it away. That can't be intentional grounding. We're out of the pocket. We're out of the pocket. That's a really bad call. Unless we weren't out of the pocket, in which case it's an annoying call. Yeah, I don't think it's within the spirit of the rule. Get that in there? It's a bad throw. We will tie it up, but see if our defense can get a stop. Ooh, they can. Miami has punted the ball back to us. And we can get in a field goal range here. Reasonably so. We've actually got a chance. You got to break a tackle there, do something. We're actually going to let it chew clock here. We're going to go inside a minute. Because I think we have enough time to get into field goal range. I don't want Miami to have enough time to answer. Oh, beautiful move. 3rd and 2. Come on, team. Chew clock off. Hamrick on a drag. Let's see if they carry him. Or run with him from that Mike linebacker spot. They don't, which means he's open. They just gave us the first down and have maybe even put us into field goal range. That is absolutely huge. I mean, do we run the ball here? It still feels like kind of a long kick. Kind of feels like a bit of a long kick, to be honest. But, I mean, I suppose it's not that long. I worry about it a little bit. Miami has no timeouts now, though, which means they're not going to be able to ice us in any capacity. And as long as we don't fumble, we should be able to line this up perfectly and just kick it right down the middle. Well, that might even be a first down. It's not. 4th and inches. More time on the play clock than the game clock, meaning this is the final play of the game. Call the timeout. 3 seconds left to upset Miami. From 0 overall to ACC champion, we've knocked off the #1 team in the country. 13-10. These are low-scoring games. I'm not mad at it. I think part of the reason they're low-scoring games, only 5-minute quarters. I typically play a lot longer, and that can kind of fly by in sim. But we are Subway ACC champions, and I think that's our season, honestly, because we're not going to be ranked. I don't think the ACC champion has an automatic bid as we lose a 3-star. The ACC champion has an automatic bid. I don't think they do. It's the highest ranked conference champions. We're not ranked, which means that, hey, congrats on the upset, but our season's over. So we'll check out the CFP bracket here. Orlando's in there, but they're really not. I guess we are 20th now. Hold on. That makes things interesting. Are we still going to be one of the highest ranked conference champions? As we lose out on everybody still. What an awful recruiting class. Chad Latimer wins the Heisman. A Penn State receiver. No, our season is over. Unless we got a first-round bye. Hold on, let me see the actual bracket here. Are we playing in the college football playoff? We are. I guess we were somehow one of the 4 highest-ranked conference champions. All right. Well, early National Signing Day. We did get some 5-stars, right? Like, this wasn't a complete waste of a year recruiting-wise, but obviously wasn't nearly as good as what I was looking for, as I've kind of communicated. And that's okay. We only have 4 in the class right now, which means it's going to be pretty tough, as Stephen Barr has elite dev. Star for Marquez Boutrim. But it's going to be pretty hard to get a top 5 class. We have only 4 committed. 3 5-stars, no 4-star, or 1 4-star at the moment. But overall, definitely an interesting year. Let's see if we can hire a big-time elite recruiter. That would be phenomenal. Okay, Miami is in the college football playoff because of course they are. And they actually have a chance to avenge their 1 loss in the Cotton Bowl. That is interesting. There were no elite recruiters when we checked last time. There are some recruiter styles. It's a real big gamble if you wait until week 3. That's where supposedly the best coordinators usually are. But I don't want to just be given one. So I think just even not caring about the pipeline, I think we just need to add one of these recruiters probably. Although, Central Florida pipeline would be really good. He's a recruiter style. We're going to offer Wade Arneau. That would really, really put us in a great position to recruit Florida. We're already doing it well, but this could make us do it at an elite level. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to gamble on our DC. If we can somehow get an elite recruiter, that would be incredible. But we're going to jump in here against number 3 Miami. I mean, we're right on par. They've actually gotten worse somehow? How's that possible? Okay, playing for a college football playoff win and the Cotton Bowl. We're down 14-0. And we just cannot seem to find the scoreboard. Down 21-0. This is certainly a higher scoring game than we've seen, but not in a good way. We're going to get knocked out. Not really an opportunity to jump in anywhere there. 21-0, and our season is over. No national championship this year. I think we can win it within 2, though. I think we can win it within 2. Got pretty unlucky with injuries, dude. Like, how do we have multiple 5-stars with ended seasons? Not Joey Vega, but we have Shaquille Session, quad tear. That ended his season. That super sucks. And then we had the receiver with the complete MCL tear. Kentrell Slayton. He's out 37 weeks. I mean, that's his career. And this would have been a pretty nice player to have. It's unbelievable. We did get Wade Arneau, so we got a Central Florida recruiter. Master motivator for Nick Mobley is interesting. But I want recruiter at this point. And ideally elite. I just don't think that's going to happen. Although Nick Mobley's a master motivator with recruiter, and he's a high level, all right. We'll hire Nick Mobley. Keeping a master motivator, probably not the worst idea. Although I do think it's probably better to stack abilities rather than try to balance it out, in my experience. But we should be able to hire him. Keeping a master motivator, not the worst idea. And I would be shocked if he didn't sign on. He has, okay. So, no elite recruiters, man. I mean, you do see them. They're not impossible to find. Unless you're me right now, in which case they are impossible to find. They don't pop up. Oklahoma continues to be in the national championship. I mean, every year. They keep losing, but they keep making it. In terms of players leaving, though, really not anyone that good. I mean, our best players aren't even graduating. I almost think our window really opens up this year then. If we could have signed a top 5 recruiting class at any point here, I mean, we would be set up because we're about to probably max out our coach points pretty soon here. But unfortunately, just has not been the case. You get 4-star quarterback Hugh Streeter. This is going to be a little bit of an underwhelming class. I've kind of said that the entire time. And that's okay. It means we don't have to transfer a lot of players out. I feel like our window really opens up this year, though. I feel really strongly about that. I think this is our best combination of players that we've seen so far. And it's unfortunate to not really build on that with an amazing class. But we've got more hours going into this next season. We won the ACC. Surely our prestige should be going up. And that gives us more hours overall. So I would say that we pretty much have nothing to worry about. Next season's the one where I can over-recruit. We have 80 hours, by the way, that can go on to Anthony Soria. And can you imagine if we had elite recruiter on top of that? That would be insane. But the fact that we can put 80 hours on a player is... I don't think I've ever been able to do that, by the way. In my entire time playing College Football 25, I don't think I've ever had 80 hours. I don't think I've played that deep in a while or set this up in such a way. But, yeah, 80 hours is insane. That is our recruiting class. We probably will end up fringe top 30, which it's not terrible, I guess. Number 20, a little bit better than I expected. This next season, though, this next season's going to be the season. We're actually truly going to land a top 5 class. And we should get a huge boost here. It's unfortunate Kentrell Slayton's not going to be a part of it. Injuries are brutal. Brutal. 43,000 XP. Is level 50 as high as it goes? It might be. I've never got a coach this high level before. We've made it to 2029. I think this is a good range to start considering winning a national championship. I really do. Training results has our team up to a 91. Kentrell Slayton up to a 96. But I'm going to have to redshirt him because he's not going to play. He's seriously hurt still, as is John Torres. The injuries are killing us. Isaiah Homer has platinum quick jump, by the way. This is a really good team. We still don't really have that elite quarterback, unfortunately. Hutchinson's okay. Preseason number 17. How long is Kentrell Slayton out for? 26 weeks still. Oh my god. Yeah, his season is completely over. I don't think we need quarterback anymore. I think we're totally fine there. Our O-line's actually in a pretty good spot too. I mostly think we're pretty good. I'd like to add some talent at corner for sure. But we're mostly in a really good spot. I mean, we're up to 500 hours. It's an improvement, but it's not major. We're up to a 2.5-star school. We need to stack winning seasons on top of winning seasons. That's what it's going to take. We are to week 7 of 2030, 4-2, and I've had a decent recruiting cycle so far. We actually had Rafael Missouri as a playstyle deal breaker. I left him on the board, so we did fall behind, but the playstyle now B+, so we were up from C+. Unfortunately, our grades are still so bad on a lot of these top prospects, so it has been pretty difficult. We did have to take some players off the board, but on some players, we can finally sell, and our grades are pretty good. So I still feel like, actually, we can add that back. I still feel like we've got a decent chance to land a few 5-stars in this class. I wish it could be, you know, in the neighborhood of 7 or 8. That would be really nice. We just don't have the hours. If I can land 4 or 5, that would be fantastic. And I'm not even sure that that's going to be possible. Our grades, unfortunately, are just really, really bad on a lot of the top guys. So that has definitely hurt our potential in this class. But if we can bring in, yeah, like 4 or 5 5-stars in this class, that would be really, really good for us. And I feel like the 4 stars and the 3 stars really don't matter as much at that point. It's just the big problem right now is needing more hours. In order to get more hours, we need to win more. We do get 5-star receiver Dexter Trapuka, though. 4-star corner Ben Baselia. Okay. And we're in the lead on the #1 player in the nation, Rafael Missouri. Fantastic name. We do drop to B+ championship contender, though, which is a little bit frustrating, as Nazir Poindexter has a pretty good performance. But we are 4-3. Not simulating that well, which is a problem. And we're going to lose out on Bart Kraft. I don't know. Our grades are just not good enough. We didn't do well enough with the visits probably either. We're going to get Fasano. Kraft is likely going to be gone. We just can't compete with a team like Ole Miss right now. So, I honestly feel like we should probably just give up, which is brutal because this was a really stacked running back class, and we might come away with one of them, which is going to be good still, but unfortunately not good enough. However, that was a week 7 visit to Ole Miss, so maybe we can pull back ahead. I think there's actually a possibility that that happens. As crazy as that sounds, I do think that's possible. I do want to max out Quentin Fasano. The fact that we can spend 80 points on certain players now is a pretty big difference maker. B-, B+, D+ is pretty good, I would guess. It's okay. I know I haven't shown a ton of recruiting so far this year. I just know this video is going to be like 5 hours long, and I know that's pretty difficult for a lot of you to watch. So I'm trying to make it as short as possible at this point, but there's just still so much to show you. I'm going to find the balance as I do more college football 25 rebuilds. I promise. But yeah, I know this one is going to be a pretty long one. We do get Rafael Missouri from Salt Lake City, Utah. #1 player in the nation, Quentin Fasano from Buford, Georgia. Another 5-star. We're going to lose out on the running back, unfortunately, as Bart Kraft does pick Georgia over Ole Miss even. But we do get 2 5-stars. So I feel okay about that. We have 3 in the class so far. Unfortunately, yeah, the class could have been better, probably. Oh, my goodness. Don't go to Miami, dude. I have 75 points on him. Don't go to Miami. We're scheduled against Virginia Tech. Hopefully the recruitment lasts that long. And it might not. He might just be headed to Miami. We're going to get Jarek Peel, though. I feel pretty good about that. And our grades are just not really good enough to consistently sell on some of these players, which is pretty unfortunate. Kentucky trying to make a move for a 4-star corner. David Westbrooks. We have 80 points on him. Let's hold on a little bit longer. Chris Paulson picks Miami. Oh, my God. These guys are so frustrating. Stop going to Miami. The class is in a pretty good spot. I mean, we have 4 or 5 stars committed, a handful of 4 stars with more on the way. But man, the classes, we're so close to bringing in an unbelievable class. We should be top 30 at 25. We have 4 5 stars committed. Just need to balance out the rest of the class, and we're going to be in a good spot. freshman receiver Vernon Kearns goes for 186 and 3 touchdowns. We are number 11 in the nation, 8 and 3 overall. Just so annoying, we lost by a touchdown to Eastern Michigan. Tennessee is Tennessee, that's a tough one. And then Duke by a field goal. We dominated Clemson. It's a shame the tight end had committed prior to his visit, otherwise it would have been huge. We are in the ACC Championship again, taking on Pitt, the number 11 ranked Pitt Panthers. We finished 9 and 3. That is a very nice season, to be honest. And we even play here at the end. Wake 33-13. Okay, I mean, this was a great year. And we didn't win the ACC Championship last year, right? Let me go ahead and take a second look at this here. Coach contracts. We won the ACC in 2029. Oh, yeah, we upset Miami. That's right. We lost to them in the college football playoff. But we've won 9 games again in 2030 with the opportunity to do even better than that. Jeremy Hutchinson had a pretty good year, the redshirt junior quarterback. We ran the football okay with Damian Block, who's up to a 91 overall receiving back. And Vernon Kearns, as a redshirt freshman, is a 90 overall and had a very nice season. Josh Santana also went for over 1,000 yards. And defensively, 12 sacks for Nazir Poindexter. Nothing in the way of interceptions, really, but this is not that bad of a year. And something I will mention that I have not yet mentioned is I decided, of course, to redshirt not only Kentrell Slayton, but Shaquille Session as well, even as a senior. We'll see if we're able to retain them. But we actually could play Shaquille Session. He's played in fewer than 4 games this year. We could unredshirt him. Kentrell Slayton, unfortunately, is still going to be injured. But Session could play with us for an entire postseason run and still have eligibility for next year in theory. In theory, right? So we'll see if that ends up working out. Kentrell Slayton's our highest overall player. He's still going to be out for 10 weeks, which means we'll get him back at some point next season. He is a pretty unbelievable player. Elite dev, 96 overall, basically completely maxed out with incredible hands, incredible speed. What a player. But unfortunately, injury has derailed his career. Let's see if we end up beating Pitt in the ACC Championship here in 2030. Could have jumped in, obviously. It's the ACC Championship. But we've been there. We've done that. And we are ACC champions again. All right, starting to simulate a little bit better down the road. Josh Santana, 2 touchdowns, over 200 yards receiving. Starting to air it out. Penn State has the Heisman winner. Incredible numbers for quarterback Robert Moffitt. Or Moffitt. I honestly, I thought it would, I don't know. I might have made a mistake there. But let's see here. We win 62-14 over Pitt. Oh my goodness. What a game. Jeremy Hutchinson, 383, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Damian Block ran for over 6 yards a carry. Melo Leon had a touchdown. Wide receiver. Oh my goodness. I mean, everyone was finding the end zone. Early National Signing Day. Raphael Missouri only with impact. Dexter Trapuka with impact. Star for bust. Quinton Fasano with platinum quick jump. Impact for Jarek Peel. All the 5 stars had impact except for the bust who had star. All right, well, it's still looking to be a pretty good class overall. So I'm happy about that. Right now, we should be top 20. We're number 12. 4 5 stars, 7 4 stars. There may be a path to the top 5. We're going to have to bring in a pretty big class to get it done. But there is, I think, a path to the top 5. We shall see. And I'm definitely going to keep our guys, of course. Although Master Motivator probably at this point not as useful. We don't really need the XP anymore. So I probably should have fired him the week previous to this one. Fiesta Bowl against Nebraska. It's a big college football playoff game. Certainly going to jump in here. Nebraska is the number 2 team in the nation. Also went 10-3. I guess would have won the Big Ten. Okay, well, let's see here. Red shirt wise, I feel like we're going to be able to keep the red shirt for Shaquille Session. He's played 0 games prior to the ACC championship. So 3 more games. If he appears in 4, he can still be redshirted. So we're going to jump in here against Nebraska, and hopefully we can manage to keep a senior, like 90 overall corner for another season. We may have played this beautifully. Simulating to the end here. We'll jump in if necessary. That's a good start, though, going up 7-0. Make it 10-0 now as we are into the second half. Defense is playing great. 17-0 against Nebraska. 24-0. 31-0. All right. Well, we are Fiesta Bowl champions. I kind of expected it to jump in at some point, but no opportunity for it. It's just an easy 31-0 win. As we blank Nebraska, our offense plays well. Damian Block continues to run the football pretty well. Receiving pretty good performance from our top 2 receivers. Santana and Leon have been good the entire year. Kearns, though, a little bit of an underperformance. Only 2 sacks, a pick for James Ellington. This was a dominant performance. We've won the quarterfinal in the college football playoff. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's my review. And I mean, we need to win 2 more. That's it. We need to win 2 more, and we are national champions. I'll probably do another season following that. But I mean, the rebuild, I guess it's happened. We're a 90+ overall team, and we're about to play in the college football playoff semifinal. So it's tough to really be too upset about the progress. I've never been able to unlock Elite Recruiter, and Penn State is not who I want to play. Penn State has simulated well the entire video. They're 13-1. They have the Heisman winner at quarterback. If we were to win this game, we would take on the winner of Tennessee, Michigan. And keep in mind, Tennessee beat us early in the year. That would be an interesting one. But in order to even get to that, we will have to beat Penn State. I'm actually considering upgrading Tactician here because, I mean, are we ever even going to unlock Elite Recruiter in the first place? Doesn't seem like we will. We're going to boost Linebacker up. And we can't unlock Scheme Guru yet because we need to win 10 top 25 games. Currently have 7. This would be a big one. Penn State is a 90 overall. We actually have the advantage. Penn State up early, 7-0. But we've tied it. They've taken the lead 14 out, 21-7. We are into the second half. Oh man. Okay. Let's see if we can get a stop defensively and jump in on offense. Down 24-7. That doesn't seem so good. Oh my goodness. I said I didn't want to play this team. I mean, it's just not there. That's insane. All right, well, it was over anyway. Yep, that's the ball game. 34-13. Not even a not interception. If anything else would have helped us in that one. It's a good season, but we're not going to be national champions this year, unfortunately. We did win a college football playoff game, though. We won the conference, and we're going to have a pretty good year next season. So I guess the happy part of that is that we can slap the red shirt back on Shaquille Session. Might have had it anyway, but he's going to be sticking around. There you go. Hopefully. Penn State beats Tennessee 63-31. Robert Moffitt sets a new single-season league record with 68 passing touchdowns. Okay, let me see what playbook Penn State's running, because that is absolutely absurd. Penn State is running the Jacksonville State spread option. Okay, I mean, maybe we'll try it. Players leaving: Sal Kite headed to the NFL as a projected first-round pick. Kentrell Slayton pro draft projected round 1. You know you were redshirted. Come back. Shaquille Session, same deal. Now, I feel like this has happened before, and they actually are on the roster next season anyway. We'll see if that's the case, as Sal Kite has not been persuaded. We lose a 92 overall free safety. That's a little bit unfortunate. We are going to have players drafted, though, which is going to be nice. But, yeah, we'll see if those big-time former 5-stars end up on the roster next year or not. We have now officially maxed out our coach at a level 50, which I've never done before. Motivator is a good way to do that. That might be the glitch. If you can, just take the foot off the gas pedal for recruiting for the first couple of years, you really should be able to set yourself up really nicely in the years after that. So Motivator and Master Motivator, I think, is actually a pretty good combo. And in the portal, we actually have 4 stars that want to be here. Well, that would really help the optics of our recruiting class. So we'll definitely try to bring in everybody there. Right now, we have the 14th class in the nation. But getting 4 more 4 stars, I think, would propel us at least into the top 10. Maybe even higher than that. We only have 12 in the class right now. So, I don't know. I feel like this could be the top 5 class. We do unlock Master Motivator after the draft. We also, I think, unlock Talent Developer, it said. So, I don't know if I'm going to be using any of that. But we do have it. Just won 11 games. And we are into the top 10 class-wise. We got a ton of commits just now. And we're on the verge of adding some pretty big players in the portal as well. So, let's see if we can get some of these guys on campus to solidify that happening. And I don't want to give Penn State any opportunity to, overtake us here. We have 80 hours on these players. They can't go anywhere else. We're going to start hard selling as well, too. So, this is going to be, if all goes well, which it might not, but if all goes well, this is absolutely a top 5 class. Finally. But at this point, doesn't even matter. I don't know. Damn. All right, well, Chad Henderson picked the Gators. Otherwise, it would have been a nice 4-star corner to get. We do end up getting some 4-star transfers in the class. And I'm telling you, that could be enough. We're up to number 4 with 23 in the class. No Chad Henderson. But we're about to get Elias Rubio. I mean, that's almost a given. And we can hard sell, and that's going to be really good points for us. National Signing Day. Don't end up getting Matthew Tompkins. Some 4-stars were just super uncommitted very late. Try to get in, but we're going to finish with the number 3 class in the nation. So we finally signed a top 5 class, and our hours are only going to go up. So we do have to trim down the roster just a little bit. However, the roster looks to be in a really good position. We have 2 87 overall quarterbacks that are going to be playing up even higher. We're a 91 overall in totality. We have a lot of quarterbacks on the roster. Like, way too many. But we over-recruited, which I think is fine. Trim down the roster, we'll be totally good to go. I will say, we need D-tackle really badly. Okay, we're up to a 3.5-star prestige now. We have a really high grade for championship contender. Program tradition and brand exposure are still really bad. But this should be a really good year of recruiting for us. We have qualified for the ACC championship game again. We'll be facing FSU. Recruiting has gone very well. We are 10-2. I'll tell you, the Jacksonville State spread offense playbook is amazing for simulation. The only problem is that you don't run the ball very much. And Harvey Pryor has been someone that's been committed to us. He's been not committed to us. And we are currently locked out, even though he was just committed. So we just don't meet his deal breaker of play style. And it's close, though. But I'll show you here. We do have the number 1 recruiting class in the nation. We did have 9 5-stars a moment ago. Currently, though, unfortunately, just 8. And it's just a play style deal. He's a power-oriented tackle, which means he wants us to run the football a lot, and we're just not doing that at a high rate. C- for play style there. So, unfortunately, he's probably not going to end up in the class. The play style deal breakers can be extremely frustrating, but overall, we're doing pretty well. So, got a number of 4-stars, a number of 5-stars, with more 4-stars on the way. So this is going to end up being a pretty awesome class. I was hoping that Milburn could potentially flip if Illinois didn't meet the playstyle deal breaker on 5-star Casey Milburn, but it appears like that's not going to be the case. And I don't think we can get back in for Harvey Pryor. He's got no offers right now, but I don't think we're going to be able to do anything. So that's unfortunate. Also, obviously, the 5-star receiver did not end up coming back. So Vernon Kern stepped into that wide receiver 1 role. But the team is a 93 overall. We have 15 quarterbacks, and 2 of them are into the 90s. And Matthew Henderson is only a sophomore. So he'll be back next season after Hutchinson is gone, or probably will be back. I guess he is draft eligible as a redshirt sophomore. But we don't really need to do any more recruiting, to be honest. We don't need the #1 class of the nation. We're going to get a top 5 class pretty much no matter what here. And the 4 stars are absolutely rolling in. At this point, we're just trying to win a national championship, obviously. I'd love to be able to run the ball at a high enough rate to change that play style deal breaker. I just don't think it's going to be happening. And we will try to take on FSU in the ACC championship. We're going to get elite recruiter. We're going to do one more season after this. I would love to go back-to-back as national champions. That would be phenomenal. And that is the goal. So, again, the 4 stars are absolutely rolling in. This class is insane. Harvey Pryor commits to FSU. So we did not meet the deal breaker on him. We just couldn't run the ball enough. And I might just go back to veer and shoot. Although Oregon playbook is doing pretty well for us right now. Or not veer and shoot, but Jacksonville spread. Why do I want to call it veer? Marquez Boutram, 2 interceptions for the freshman in that game. What a performance. That can't be the offensive player of the week. He had 2 catches for 27 yards. He must have run the ball or something. But we are ACC champions. Georgia's quarterback is the Heisman winner. But we are headed... Ooh. How did Jeremy Hutchinson not win the Heisman? Those are crazy numbers, but we are 11-2, the #2 team in the nation, ACC champions. Our class is amazing. Oh, that's a lot of elite dev all in a row. Harvey Pryor, of course, we did not get. We have a lot of elite dev players in this class. Even some of the 4 stars have elite dev, which is really, really nice. So our class probably does finish at #1. 8 5 stars, 14 4 stars. I don't really need to go after anybody else. The class is in a perfect position, and we're going to be able to unlock elite recruiter. So our next season of recruiting should be absolutely insane. It should be on easy mode at this point. We're going to play Tennessee in the Cotton Bowl, and we will try to make a national championship push here. I didn't fire our coordinators again, but I think that's fine. It's going to help out for coach stability, at least. And once I unlock elite recruiter, we're going to be totally fine. Let's jump in, try to take on Tennessee. Up 7-0 early, 14-0. I mean, we're a really high-rated team, but you don't expect to come in and just dominate a team like this. And Tennessee's actually fighting back. They made it an 11-point game, but they're not going to have a chance. 31-10 is the final. We have won the Cotton Bowl, and that was a first-round bye. Jeremy Hutchinson's playing quite well. We're not running the ball that well. Andres Vallejo is a junior running back who's a 90 overall. We just are not running the ball that well in simulation, which is a little bit frustrating when we lose out on a 5-star tackle like Harvey Pack. Of course, we're maxed out for our coach, so these final 55 points are all we're going to have. And we're going to throw them all into Elite Recruiter, which is going to be expensive to unlock. But that's part of the reason why you don't unlock anything in the blue tree, the tactician tree. It's pretty expensive. Now, you do get some boosts, which is nice for gameplay, of course. But it might just make more sense to try and recruit more elite talent. So, I don't know. Tactician's valuable. Maybe it's something you would upgrade a little bit. But I think if you could max out Elite Recruiter or go into it at least a little bit, you're going to pretty much be able to get whoever you want. I don't think there's going to be, if you target one player and be like, hey, no matter what, we're going to land this one player, I don't think there's a chance that you're not going to get them if you have Elite Recruiter with that position upgraded. So I just think that's pretty insanely valuable. If you can identify, you know, the #1 player, as we're going to move on to the college football semifinal against Kansas State, if you can identify that #1 player that you want, I really think you can get them every time. So Kansas State's an 84 overall. They sim really, really well. but they surely should be no match. That would be my expectation here. We are up 7-0 to start the first quarter. Although Kansas State's actually played us pretty tight, and that's actually going to change. It's 21-3, end of the third quarter. They're only down by 10, but it's 14 again. And they actually make it fairly close in the end. It's only a one-score game. 24-17 is your final. They played us really well in the second half, especially the fourth quarter. They outscored us 14-3 in the fourth quarter and the second half overall. But we are victorious, and we are headed to the national championship. Hutchinson goes 11 for 12 for 196, 2 touchdowns. And we keep trying to run the ball, not very successfully. We should probably just cut it out, which is why I think I want to go back to Jacksonville State playbook. That was just doing so well, but this is also working at this point, so not really going to change that. We win the Peach Bowl, beating Kansas State, only an 84 overall. And we are moving on to the national championship. And I'll tell you what, it's tough to win games in Sim. So the fact that we are making a real move here, and the fact that we have made it to a national championship purely from roster building is pretty awesome. We'll take on Georgia. We've unlocked Strategist. That doesn't really make a huge difference to me. And, you know, some of these games have been close, but for the most part, you know, we've had some big wins this year, especially in the ACC. So I had Jacksonville playbook for the first start of the year, and we were like, you know, 5-0. And then I think I switched somewhere around the Clemson game. I just think that offensive playbook just does so well, especially for throwing the football. Georgia is 15-0, by the way. Well, let's see if we can give them one huge loss. We have the overall advantage. See if that matters. National championship time. Can we win it all? We've started to recruit really well. I haven't had to jump into any of these games. We are up 7-0 over Georgia. Georgia with a field goal. Find the end zone. 14-3. Let's go. 14-10. Let's get a drive. Let's get a drive here. It's a national championship. Up by 4. Can't turn over the football. That's going to be a touchdown. Yancey on the crosser and into the end zone. The EA logo on the helmet's crazy. I don't know what happened to the sword logo and the TSU. I don't know. But that took one play. That was easy. That was easy. 21-10. Come on, keep Georgia out of the end zone. 28, 31-10, 31-17. And a first down into the game here. Although it's 31-17 with 13 seconds to go. And we just ran this play for a touchdown. Playing slightly different defense. And that is going to be the ball game. Unfortunately, couldn't find the end zone there. Couldn't move the chains. But we're going to have our defense out on the field as we win a national championship. See if they can do anything. Oh, that's good pressure. Broken sack and a throwaway. And that is the ball game. There's simply no path to success here. Georgia needs multiple touchdowns in 3 seconds. It's not going to happen. Quarterback airing it out. Make a play. It's intercepted by Bootram. And we have rebuilt a 0 overall team into a national championship team. We can celebrate. It's over. 31-17. The Orlando underachievers have finally achieved the ultimate goal. Winning the college football playoff. Becoming national champions. And we'll try to repeat. And Elite Recruiter at this point doesn't even feel like it's going to matter. We've accomplished our goal. We are national champions. I guess we'll try to do it one more time. Players leaving here in 2031. We will not be able to persuade Vernon Kearns, who is projected to go in the first round. He's only a redshirt sophomore. He's really, really good. We might be able to bring back Andres Vallejo, though, and he's decided to stay. So apparently, no persuasion chance, right? Well, we just won a national title, but we need 2 in order to unlock CEO. So, yeah, we pretty much have no shot. And Vernon Kearns has not been persuaded. Not exactly shocking. We're having so much talent leave, but we've got some good guys, you know, behind them, so we're going to be okay. We do end up with the #1 national class. Brought in 32. That's too many, but that's all right. I would say things are going pretty well to start what could be this final season. Matthew Henderson, 7 touchdowns, over 365 yards passing. We're 3-0 to start this season, and we're doing a pretty good job with the 5 stars. It's just our play style currently does not match with Kona Kalawaia, probably. It doesn't matter. He doesn't exist. But, yeah, he's going to go to Miami because everyone does. But we're going to bring in a pretty monster recruiting class. Pretty good. Not everybody, but a lot. Still crushing recruiting. This is not going to be surprising to hear, but we actually could have done better than we're currently doing, and we're still on the verge of getting multiple 5 stars in. Still in the class when we've already have 8 committed. It really should be 9 right now. It's going to end up being over 10. But at this point, I mean, this is the final season of recruiting. I will still try to win a national championship next season. But, yeah, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get this one this year. We're 5-2. And we should be getting some more commits, like, any second now. And some of these players I'm hoping will decommit. I don't think that's going to end up happening, though. We are 9-2, top 10 in the nation. The recruiting class, we lose out on Chuck Cleveland, unfortunately. The recruiting class is, I mean, basically done. The fact that we have 60 points already and can still soft sell, which I could definitely just hard sell instead and it would be better probably, but, or definitely, but I don't think it's going to be a problem either way. And if it is, we don't even need any of these players, really. Our class is incredible. We signed 11 5 stars, 9 4 stars. We're not signed yet, but we have them committed, which doesn't mean anything in real life anymore, but works just fine here in the game. And we will play in the ACC Championship against Georgia Tech. See if we can beat Georgia Tech in the ACC Championship here, and we'll try to win back-to-back natties. Probably won't be jumping in for a lot of these. Maybe we'll jump in for the national championship, provided we actually make it that far. We are ACC champions, however, when you get into the actual college football playoff, obviously things can get a little bit more complicated because the step up in competition is pretty insane. So, while I think, you know, we could beat a Georgia Tech as a quarterback does not win the Heisman, it's wide receiver Matt Delaire. 20 receiving touchdowns, over 1,600 yards. We, of course, signed the #1 class in the nation. Really, really good. Didn't get everybody. You'll never guess who was a problem for us. It was Miami. They actually signed a couple of other 5 stars as well. 2 5 stars that we obviously really wanted. 31 4 stars for them. We're going to be done signing players, maybe one in the transfer portal or something like that. But 11 5 stars, 15 4 stars. I told you something like this was possible. And it could have been even better. And it always could be, right? I wonder what's the most amount of 5 stars I could possibly get. I think 15, maybe. And I think it would have to be, you know, players are in that region. Pipeline's going crazy. Proximity to home is really good. I think some things would have to go our way as we'll try to go ahead and beat Wyoming. And hopefully we end up doing so. And we did. That's what the confetti means. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl winners as we beat Wyoming. Kentrell Sparks with 2 interceptions is your defensive player of the week. We'll take on Stanford in the Rose Bowl. That seems kind of unfair. We have to go all the way over from Orlando. They have to travel down south an hour or 2 or 3 or 4. I don't know. California is really big, and Stanford is in that San Francisco type area, the Bay Area. And the Rose Bowl is in Pasadena, which is LA, and they're not actually that close. So, but it's still, that's a home game. Anyway, it is Stanford. This is classic ACC football. The Orlando Underachievers against Stanford. Absolute insanity. And we win a semifinal playoff game. We are headed back to the national championship as senior corner Greg Poole hauls in 2 interceptions. And he is, of course, your national defensive player of the week. And we will once again try to win it all. Andres Vallejo with a very nice game, 3 touchdowns. We'll check out the final season statistics before taking on the Ohio State Buckeyes in the national championship. And here we go. 13-2, trying to win number 14, trying to win back-to-back national championships. Matthew Henderson was great, and he actually could be back next season as well. Andres Vallejo had 20-plus touchdowns, over 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns for Tripucka. Our receivers actually are not rated that highly, so if we could actually get development from them, we will be even better next season, which absolutely will be the final year. Our pass rush was pretty good, 2 double-digit sackers, and 7 interceptions for Kentrell Sparks, 6 for Greg Poole, multiple players with 5. But we'll jump in and try to win back-to-back national championships. Yes, we've already rebuilt this team, but can we win 2 national championships in a row? And then finally, we're just going to straight simulate to the end of the season next year and see if we can win a 3rd, regardless of what happens here. Out to an early 3-0 lead. Defense holding strong against Ohio State, but their defense is playing pretty well against our offense. We've only scored 6 points. How about 9? No touchdowns. No touchdowns the entire game. 12-0 is your final. But we are back-to-back national champions, completing the ultimate goal for a 2nd straight season. I don't even want to show you the stats there. We scored 12 points. What am I going to show you? There's nothing really to show. But 2-time national champion, really, really nice. That would actually unlock a big-time coach ability, but we have no points, and we can't get any more points. We're maxed out. So that's why you often want to save your points, but I don't really even think anything in CEO is that good. Like, maybe this one, delay Sunday, first-round projected players are less likely to leave for the NFL, but it costs 18. This one's completely useless because if you have CEO, you're never going to get fired. And what do you even have to do to get fired? We lost 24 straight games at the start of this thing and didn't get fired. They need to do a better job with the coach abilities, I think. And also, I think an option to not have it capped at 50 is interesting. I do like that it makes you be a little bit more selective with what you actually get. But if we're going to be one of the greatest coaches ever, why are we capped? I don't know. Players leaving. We can just pretty much seem to bring back everybody. We have guaranteed persuasion chances, which I have not ever seen before, I don't think. Frederick Thomas has decided to stay, and it seems like Kofi Oruwariye and Matthew Henderson actually don't even have a choice. They're back no matter what. We are losing players to the draft. Multiple first-round picks. A lot of them, especially in the trenches. But I think we're going to be fine. We've recruited really well, of course, at a bunch of different positions, getting every single 5-star we can pretty much. And we might try to bring in one player in the portal if one of the top couple of or top 2 guys want to actually join the team. And there are 2 top 5 portal players, so we'll add those guys. We will get them. Miami doesn't stand a chance. In terms of draft results, we had 4 first-round picks, 2 on the offensive line, 1 on the D-line, and a corner, Tyreek Perkins. We had a lot of players drafted overall. It's a really good team that was really successful on the field. Does that make sense? We do land Malik Woodhead, and I imagine Brian Genus is not too far behind. I'm going to turn on Auto Recruiter, and I'm just going to see what the CPU is capable of doing with all these kind of maxed out abilities. I'm slightly afraid he's going to pick Florida. Yep, he picked the Gators. He's a blocking tight end. We're actually really strong at tight end. Tight end's a really tough position to actually develop in this game, but we had a really, really good one who just graduated or was drafted, right? It was like a 95, 96 overall, maybe the year prior. He was a beast. And it's pretty difficult to develop those guys unless you just move a receiver over to tight end. But this guy was a possession-style tight end that could really, really block. But regardless of that, we signed the #1 class of the nation. I guess we'll go through and look at the development traits very quickly because it's going to be pretty good, I would imagine. Normal is a good start for a 4-star guard. But impact for a 4-star D tackle. Star, impact. We lost out on an elite dev defensive end. Star, impact, star, elite, star, impact, impact. A lot of impact. Elite for Austin Cook. Star for Matthew Verrier. Lost out on Moses Bone, which is really a Hall of Fame last name. Hall of Fame name all the way around, to be honest. But yeah, this was obviously a really good class for us. #1 in the nation. 10 plus 5 stars. You can't really get better than that. I mean, a little bit, but not really. I'll tell you, though, these athlete, agile types are just insane defensive tackles. They're usually better and more well-rounded than the actual defensive tackles. It's true freshman, 80 overall. He lost some abilities, but 80-plus power moves, finesse moves, block shed, tackling, hit power, pursuit. I mean, he's just extremely well-rounded with 92 strength and great speed and acceleration. It's like, that's what you want. The athletes can be real difference makers. And then Felix Ferris has 96 speed. And we could potentially use more help in the secondary. So there we go. We've got a really good team that's only going to get better with off-season training and development. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Yeah, training went pretty well. Matthew Henderson is going to be playing up to a 97 overall. And apparently a little bit of room for improvement. Yeah, he's pretty solid. I mean, the field generals can get really, really accurate if they actually choose to upgrade that. And, I mean, our D-line is crazy with Oruwariye and Thomas. Our secondary is crazy. I mean, really, the entire team is just unbelievable. So, I'm kind of expecting another national championship this year. 3 in a row. Let's do it. Matthew Henderson has won the Heisman and Player of the Year. Here's the Heisman popping up. It does show it very briefly on the left side of the screen in the like the menu area, and because we were probably like the best team, we probably cleaned up and won basically everything. So, yeah, really good season. Marquez Boutrim had 6 interceptions and a touchdown. And we went 13-0. Jacksonville State playbook is probably really good in simulation, but also we do have a very good team, although our overall has dropped somehow. We're now only a 90. How does that happen? I don't know the answer to this. However, I am assuming we probably didn't run the ball very much. Yeah, only 140 attempts for our lead back. But I think that's okay. If we're going to be pass focused, I think that's okay. Even though our receivers are not especially good right now. Could have recruited that position a little bit better maybe. Frederick Thomas, 14.5 sacks, and that could go up maybe even higher than 20, depending on how this college football playoff run goes, which, I mean, you'd imagine is going to go fairly well. We went undefeated in the regular season. And with auto recruiting on, we got mostly 3 and 4 stars, 0 5 stars. I would not recommend doing auto recruiting. Even with Elite Recruiter, I could not recommend it less. Ooh, Ohio State. It's a national championship rematch in the Peach Bowl. And that is a fun matchup here. We are the #2 team in the nation, meaning there's another undefeated team. I mean, almost certainly. Unless, like, weird week 1 loss and then somehow ranked ahead of us, maybe in a stronger conference. I'm not really sure. We win the quarterfinal game. We beat Ohio State. 2 sacks from Raphael, Missouri. What a name. Dexter Trapuka put up quite the year. And we are en route to a 3rd national championship in a row. Have to beat the Crimson Tide in order to do it. #3 ranked Alabama, 13-1. Can we beat them in the Orange Bowl to advance to a 3rd straight national championship? Well, we got a 3-star running back. That's not what I care about. Show me the result. Yes, we're going to do it again. 3 straight national championship berths. 3 sacks for Frederick Thomas there. He adds 5. What a player. All right, well, Tyler Mevis. Big-time performance, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns on 10 catches. This playbook throws the ball a lot. And we'll play Kansas State in the national championship. I kind of expected to run into an undefeated team here. 52-14, by the way. And that undefeated team was... No, Michigan was ranked number 1 at 12-2. So bizarre. Anyway, we are 15-0, looking for a 3rd straight national championship. You've seen the celebration already, and I don't think you need to see it again, but I do think we will be national champions for a 3rd straight time. Conference prestige went down, which is weird. Kofi Uruwariye, 2 sacks in the game. I think that bodes well, although I don't see any offensive player of the week. Oh, there he is. Matthew Henderson, 2 touchdowns. And we lose 31-22. Wow, our undefeated season is over, as is this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's going to be a really long one. Hopefully it was fun, though. And I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.